Insurance. How can that be a name? It certainly would. If they win and Brackley fail to today at home to Boston, then the shots will be mathematically safe. But that's easier said than done. This is usually a high-scoring game here at Grosvenor Vale. There's been 3 2s, 3 3s. I don't think we're going to see a goalless draw, Robin. But the shots in a beautiful, I wouldn't hesitate to say it, but almost warm, sunshiny afternoon here in northwest London. Aldershot got the whole entire end, one end behind the goal, and that's starting to swell up. I think they'll be well supported in good number today. John Coleman makes one change. It's an enforced one, Robin, and that's Ollie Scott, who picked up that second yellow in the Good Friday fixture when he gave away that penalty from which Sutton got back into the game. He is suspended today. To be fair, it's a position where John Coleman had some riches available to him. He could have brought Matt Penny in or Sam Inwood. He's gone with Inwood. So Boyce Clark in goal, and a pretty strong looking defence physically. Inwood, Grogan, Nightingale and Shackelford. And then Hargreaves and the skipper Hill. And then in advance of them, Henry central, Pert and Warren probably switching flanks behind Callum Stewart, who got his first shots goal at the EBB on Friday. He got a Turner and a Taylor in the other day, didn't he, Defoe? A Turner and a Taylor. Going back for the butcher, the baker, candlestick, mate. I wonder if they are being escorted up. Yeah. Absolutely no colours at all. Lovely. All good, thank you. All good. Looking forward to this one. Yeah, he did. And listen, football's about opinions. Sometimes, and he's been in the game long enough, I think there's a reason why he took that approach. Having been at the game, having watched it, it was your typical standard end-to-end high tempo game where the team, for me, gave every bit as much effort as they normally do. So I don't know, you'll have to get into the psyche of John Coleman to work out why he came out and said that. If you weren't at the game and you just listened to the interview, you might have thought, how awful were they then? But they weren't. They had a flying start and took a 2-goal lead. I think he was just more than anything seething that there was a game that they almost got the job done and then got pegged back. You think how many of those recent games they had actually gone 2-0 down themselves and never managed to get back into those games. So I think for the shoe to finally be on the other foot. But John, he's just, I mean, there's two things haven't changed since Tommy Whittington left and John Coleman came in. One is that it's still highly entertaining. There's a lot of goals being scored at both ends of the pitch. And the other one is they both massively hate losing. And it's not fun waiting around to talk to them, Robin, you know, when they've lost the game. And on that occasion, of course, it was a draw, but it felt like defeat to John, as you pointed out, you know. He is.
Hi, Robin. Yeah, it's a really good point actually. I think with John, he's been around the block, hasn't he? He's managed so many games, and for me, I think that response was more about keeping the players on their toes,
yep,
making sure that they're not, half of them are not sort of on the beach already. You know, there's still points to play for. We're still not safe, and I think it was done partly in the state of preparing them for the next 2 or 3 games, which I think will obviously define the season and see where we end up.
And funnily enough, Robin, we got a slight satellite delay. I do apologise. On that note, I've just had a memory triggered that 2 seasons ago, or 3 as it were now, when Tommy Whittington came in and Aldershot were in a bit of trouble. It was actually away at Wealdstone where they secured their status for next season. And as we touched on in the team news preview, if they do win today and Brackley don't, then they will be mathematically safe. And the best thing about that isn't that, oh no, the players might be on the beach for the final 3 games. It's the fact that the club, the management, the chairman, etc., can start to have discussions, start to have meetings, start to talk about next season. And I think that is the other key talking point amongst Shots fans right now. As soon as I arrived today or other people arrived around me and we were chatting, what have you heard then about John? Is he staying? Is he going? And we just don't know. He's contracted to, but equally, I think it's also been evident from his interviews and with Dean Wood's interviews that the club need to be able to present him with the budget that he feels he can work with next year. And the other factor, Robin, a very long way from home. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting how much more he's playing at this end of the season. What do you make of it, Julian? Obviously, Josh Barrett's come back from a second injury and perhaps hasn't quite been at the levels this time round. Is it a question of, well, there's no better player to step into that number as Henry, or do you think Henry's just enjoying every game as if it was his last right now, because he's getting on a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, we were discussing off air, weren't we, Rob, about the James Henry situation. I'm feeling that he's not quite lived up to what he did last season, and he's only scored 4 goals for us this season in the league, and you do wonder whether or not his head is a little bit more towards the coaching now. But he starts the game today. He's going to be an influence today for sure. We were talking earlier on about James Henry's best position, and I think we're going to see him today just behind the front two, just in those pockets of space where he can move on the half turn, and he can look up and he can affect the game. So that's where I see him playing this afternoon. But interesting to see whether or not James actually stays on with the career for next season, or whether he goes into the coaching.
Absolutely. And Barrett, by the way, Josh Barrett, who of course wasn't even in the squad at Morecambe last week, Robin, he was on the bench on Friday. He is on the bench. He's out there warming up now, and it's a strong looking bench for the shots today. Pat Nash, Widrington, Thomas, Kwame Thomas, Josh Barrett, Hadi Gandor, Dayan Tetek and Matt Penny. One of the strongest benches they've had all season, so that's encouraging for the remaining games of the season as well. Let's hope they can secure their safety today and get it done. Yeah, Christy Grogan, Brody Pert. Yeah, exactly. Right through the team, Julian, isn't it? And they've all been good. Every loan that John Coleman brought in was specific to do a job in a certain position better than what was there previously.
And I think that's where John Coleman has really excelled when he's come in. He's identified the players that he needed for his particular lineup. And you always have that worry with the loan players as to whether or not their heart's actually in it, what their motivations are for coming out on loan. And full credit to Charlie Warren, Christy Grogan. They've all played their part, and for me, I think that's one of the highlights of the season so far, is that they've fitted in really well and they've done what they've needed to do.
Yep. I think that's it. That's the biggest concern for me. I would fully accept, like if a football league club come in, or a club with the right kind of fit for him, nearer to home. I could understand that from John's point of view, and maybe the location and the budget will then be cited as reasons why, etc. But worryingly for Aldershot, if that does happen, they're then going to be playing catch up, aren't they? Because they then got to recruit a new manager, and they probably can't make too many decisions on certain players. So the sooner the safety is secured, then has a knock-on effect that the sooner that Dean Wood can play his hand and John Coleman can say, yep, let's go for it. But of course, if a club, just for instance, and I'm not saying I've heard anything or anything, a club like Tranmere Rovers is probably struggling a bit this season, but if they make a managerial change that close to home in Liverpool for him, it's going to be hard for someone like John to turn down, isn't it? And I sense, yes, they have come out and said there's a 2.5-year contract, but I sense there's kind of clauses in it where if it isn't the right budget or the right fit, then John has the right to walk away. That's what I sense, and I've not seen the paperwork, I've not seen the documents, Robin. I'm not that much of a snoop, and I don't have that much time, but we'll have to wait and see, and the sooner they get it done, the better. Don't you agree? He will, won't he?
I think that one up slightly well, hasn't he? No. Yeah, no, I think we were talking to some of the players beforehand, before we got in the ground today, and also said hello to John, and he looks in fine spirits. And the thing that really struck me talking to Will Nightingale was how close the team are. He said it a few times that the team are really close together, and he feels like there's something really good here, even though the season hasn't panned out as we'd hoped. But that's what you hope for. You hope for the team spirit, the team bonding, everything pulling together at the right time, and hopefully John will be with us for next season and beyond.
I'm delighted. Oh yeah. Just a quick hello to our online listeners. A couple of you have messaged to say you can hear myself, Rob Worrell, and Julian Walters loud and clear from Grosvenor Vale. Well, we did have a plan to get some coffees sorted now. Have we got time? I don't know. I'm going to have to stay here, Julian.
No, I think we're going to miss out on the coffees.
Oh, never mind. It was Julian's round as well. I can't believe it. Gutted. Anyway, one change for shots today. As you may have heard us discussing live on radio with Robin Gray, the BBC Surrey and Sussex sports editor. So that is an enforced change, but lucky really, Julian, that it was in that position. I mean, Ollie Scott, regular listeners will know just how much I love that guy and what he brings to the team, and he was a little bit unfortunate, I say. We had just highlighted that he needed to be careful on a yellow card, and then it was he just doesn't hold back, does he? But anyway, Coleman could have bought Inwood in, he could have bought Penny in. He's gone for Inwood. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. Sam Inwood, you know what you get with Sam. You remember when he first joined us, November, December time, his first game was actually in that left back role away at Weston-super-Mare, and I was really impressed with him that day, and have been impressed with him ever since, to be honest. So I think that's the right call. That's the call that I would have hoped for, and we still have options on the bench. We were talking earlier on about the strength of our bench today, which is going to give us some options if we need it. But yep, I'm pleased to see Sam Inwood back at that left back position. It just gives a little bit added height, a bit of strength, because you can be sure of one thing, that Wealdstone will be coming at us with some tall players today, and particularly with Advarka up front, he's going to potentially quite. Yeah,
Sean Advarka scored the solitary goal at Boreham Wood away, where they lost 5-1. Of course, a few days prior to that, they had won 7-0 here against Hartlepool, which has to be the standout result of the season, across the whole season, particularly because it wasn't Hartlepooler on the beach. They still had realistic hopes of a playoff place. If they'd won here at Grosvenor Vale last Tuesday and Southend had lost, they'd have gone into a playoff position. It didn't happen. That probably, to me, indicated some nousy management from Gary Waddock, who's don't be thinking now you're going to freestyle it in until the Wembley FA Trophy final. You're now going to have to earn your places. But then they've gone probably in similar vein to Boreham Wood and come up against one of, if not the best team in the league on their day.
Interesting two results, wasn't it? You'd never expect Hartlepool to be conceding 7 goals, but I think you're right. I think Gary Waddock has gone in there with the lads, you've got to earn your place now. And I was sort of comparing a little bit us to them last season, because after we beat Woking in the semi-finals last year, our form did dip away a little bit. And I think Gary Waddock's done it right. I was interested to see what his lineup was going to be today, and he's actually only made 2 changes today, which has surprised me. I thought he may make more, but those 2 changes, both of the players, Ajamang and Baldwin, are both on the bench today to come on. But I would expect Gary Waddock to be making the full use of the substitutions, bearing in mind, they've got a Wembley visit a few weeks away. I think we decided it was on the 17th of May, did we?
Yeah, a week after the playoff final, isn't it? And that's it. So we're awaiting the teams here. A few quick Dan Hicks, Colin Hayden in Tenerife, and Mike Brown, who says, I'm still here listening and enjoying the pre-game chat. Happy Easter and thank you for doing what you do, guys. Cheers, Mike. Thanks for listening in, and thanks to those others, and thanks to all of you others that are listening around the country and around the world. We get the privilege of watching it and getting to tell you at first hand what's happened. Hopefully we'll paint the pictures that you want to see, the red and blue pictures, but you never know when you watch this team, Julian, do you?
You never know what's going to happen.
No.
And I can see all the results potentially happening today. There's a good possibility that the Shots can come away with 3 points. Could be a draw, but Wealdstone are strong enough as well to get another 3 points from them. Just looking over the other side of the pitch, Rob, we've got a really healthy turnout again from the Shot supporters. They never fail to disappoint you, do they?
No, and unlike certain recent away games, plenty of seating area available for the Shots fans, some of whom, of course, need seats. But the last, I think, we've say about that particular shambles of a club for now. But slipped out, didn't it? But no, not just behind the goal away to our right, but around the next corner as well. Look, quite popular. I guess a lot of the people that like to stand on the northeast section of at the EBB probably picking that position, sort of sideways, looking on at the penalty area.
Yeah, they've definitely come in their numbers today. There must be a good 300, possibly more as well. So, yeah, looking forward to this one today, Rob, and really interested to see how I'm really interested in James Henry's role today, because he's not quite hit the heights of last season, and if ever there was a game where we need something, a bit of creativity, where he can find himself popping up in those pockets behind the front man, this is the one to do it today.
And the thing with James Henry, he doesn't have to play well for the whole game or the whole time he's on the pitch. He can have a couple of moments that can make the difference. A very happy birthday, by the way, to one of the Aldershot Town substitutes today. He has worn the armband, of course, on a number of occasions this season. Theo Widgerton is 27 today. We did see him in the car park earlier and wished him personally. But yeah, how he'd like to come off the bench and play a key part today, that's for sure. And it is a strong-looking Shots bench, one of the strongest ones of the season. Obviously, we know one or two players that are fit and haven't made it. It does feel, Julian, doesn't it, that Tyler Frost, so popular with the Shots fans and a player that has been anybody else, is not really part of John Coleman's plans at the minute. But look, let's move on. The teams are on the way out. It's the red and blue against the blue and white today. So the Shots in their home kit, red shirts, blue shorts and red socks, and Wealdstone in their home kit of blue shirts with a little bit of a fine pinstripe on it, white shorts and blue socks. They're being led out by referee Callum Walchester, who, unlike a lot of referees this season, has largely refereed in the National League. 13 games, 46 yellows, so an average of just over 3 a game, and 6 red cards. 2 of those were for second yellows. Second yellows, very much the talking point, of course, on Good Friday, where first Aldershot and then later on Sutton had players sent off. Ollie Scott was the unfortunate one for the Shots. Obviously watching today, and your Shots team will line up as follows: Kanaya, Boyce Clark in goal, a back four left to right of Inwood, Grogan, Nightingale and Shackelford, Hargreaves and Hill, we believe, holding midfield, with Brodie Pert and Charlie Warren either side of James Henry, tucked in behind Callum Stewart. Shot skipper Ryan Hill just leads the team off after the handshake, and they receive the generous applause of some 350-ish Shots fans. Probably could be a few still making their way in, so it could top 400. And a healthy crowd generally in here, Julian. As you'd expect, these are heady times at Wealdstone. They're going back to Wembley for the first time in 41 years, which for a lot of clubs feels like a long time. It was 100, of course, and their whole entire history in Aldershot's case. But a real achievement, and Gary Waddock rightly giving lots of credit to the people who came before him for that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think based on the fact that Waddock is coming in at quite a late stage, even then I think he's done a fantastic job here. They look settled, they look comfortable, they're getting the results they need. And as you said, there's a good support here for Wealdstone as well, which you'd expect, being not too far from the Wembley final as well. So nice little atmosphere. Shots fans are going to make themselves heard for sure, and players are just in their little warm-up huddle now, just getting ready to get the game started, and really looking forward to this one.
Wealdstone line up as follows. Educated guess, we have to say, with their formation, but we think it might be a three at the back today. Baptiste in goal, McAvoy, Woodman and Barrett would be those three, with Hutchinson on the right probably, and Tiencia on the left, and then Wells, Morrison and Kadji, your workmen if you like, in the centre of midfield, with Shakuna possibly pushing forward a little bit more to join Micah Obiero and Sean Adakwa. Obiero on the goal scoring form of his life, not actually an out and out centre forward, but playing as void 2 up top at the moment for Wealdstone, and in prolific form.
Yeah, he's actually managed to score 8 league goals in March, which is quite phenomenal. He's got 13 for the season already, and he's going to be someone we're going to have to definitely look out for today.
Excellent, that's Julian Walters. I'm Rob Worrell. You're listening to BBC Surrey Sport Online, and we're bringing you commentary from Grosvenor Vale in the National League, where 12th place Wealdstone take on 18th place Shotts. The Shotts can climb the table with a win today, and it's the Shotts down the slope here, and there's a good battle on the left side. Pert feels he was held off by Hutchinson. A lovely show and go from the goalkeeper Baptiste to take the ball right there as Callum Stewart appeared. Here's Shackelford sending the ball over the top down the right side. Charlie Warren battling for it, and he's got it, and he's down, and he's into the penalty area onto his left foot, and he shoots. It's saved at point blank range by Baptiste. Follow up shot from Hill is saved, spilt slightly, and then held by Baptiste. Shots with 2 efforts on goal in the opening minutes. Julian Walters.
It's a great chance from Charlie Warren down the right hand side. The defender was trying to flick it over his head. Warren got to the ball, 1-on-1 with the keeper, and fair play to the keeper. It was a good save. Ball came out to Ryan Hill, who drilled it into the box again, and again the keeper made a good save. That's 2 shots on target in the first minute.
He's such a dangerous player on the ball in those. Charlie Warren. The only thing that's changed is in the recent 3, 4, 5 games, it's not been going in for him, has it, Julian? And he probably settled for getting a shot away on target there, and it was quite a relatively easy save in the end for Baptiste. And then the second effort as well, it looked that he'd save it comfortably, but he did spill it briefly, and Callum Stewart was where you'd want him to be, but he got it under control. Here's Wealdstone then on the march forward. Nathan Shakuna sending the ball out to the right side. Hutchison with a powerful shot. What a strike that is! Straight through Boyce Clark. Blistering, powerful strike from Dom Hutchinson. And I think we all thought he was going to square the ball, but he let rip with a shot. And Aldershot create 2 chances in the first minute, both saved. And then at the other end, Hutchinson rifles a shot straight almost through Boyce Clark. I could quite believe the power on the shot, and nor could I. 2 minutes gone, Wealdstone 1, Aldershot 0.
Yeah, Shakuma's found a bit of space in the middle area. He's driven forward and found Hutchinson on the right hand side. Hutchinson was steaming in, let fly from just around about the edge of the box, and absolutely flew past Connor. Boyce Clark. It's a great finish for 1-0, and Hutchinson's done it again. He scored the first goal last season here, and he's done it again.
He certainly has, and he was instrumental in that, thwarting that first attack down the left from Brodie Pert as well. So he's had a cracking start to the game. Here's a ball over the top for Wealdstone. Darkwas chasing it. Shackelford muscles in. Grogan clears forward. Henry holds up under pressure from a couple of Wealdstone players, and then Inwood picks up the ball and he races past Kadji, plays it back to Ryan Hill. Hill's got a man shutting him down, so he goes back to Grogan. But I think what's evidential in the first 2 minutes here, with Aldershot creating 2 chances and Wealdstone 1, This is going to be that kind of game, end to end. We expected goals, we're going to get them. And here's Cameron Hargreaves out on the right side, sending the ball into Ryan Hill. Hill, ball into the area, is looking for Stewart. Stewart can't get it under control, comes out again. Hill steers it into the path of Cameron Hargreaves. Cross comes in from Hargreaves, well headed away from the Wealdstone number 6, Barrett. And now Wealdstone will look to counter again. Ardaqua holding it up on halfway. Both teams trying to hurt the other on the transition, and I think we're going to get 90 minutes of it, Julian.
Yeah, it's going to be fast and furious. Hargreaves has got a chance here.
Yeah, well, a chance to get the ball under control and feed it into Henry. Henry down the right-hand side, but Aldershot have lost the ball. Now Hill's won it back and he's bursting forward. He's trying to get away from his man. He's being stopped and held up there, but the referee just shakes his head. Hill's not happy, shows dissent towards the referee as he gets up. Eventually calms himself down. Callum Walchester not having any of it. I think, if I'm honest, there was some pushing and pulling, but at the point that he went down, it looked like it was of his own initiative. What did you think, Julian?
Yeah, I don't think there was anything in it. I think the ref was made the right decision there. It's one that Hill was sort of falling over anyway.
Here's Wealdstone trying to get the ball out to the right hand side to that man Hutchinson again. He's taken on Sam Inwood, who will be disappointed, of course, as shots come away with the ball with Brodie Pert. He kicks it down the left side. I think he's going to run out of pitch here. He is indeed. Sam Inwood coming into the left back position. Not saying it was all his fault by any means, but Wealdstone just very quick on the counter attack, and that's one of the best goals that I've seen this season, from someone just breaking up the right hand side and then deciding to let fly with a shot, you know.
Yeah, it's first time shot, and it just he just caught it right, didn't he? 9 times out of 10 that would have.
It wasn't the fastest goal of the day in the National League. That was scored by Stefan Moles for Tamworth away at Halifax Town. We'll keep you posted on other scores throughout the afternoon. If you've joined us late, we have had a goal already, and it has gone to the home side after just 2 minutes. Dom Hutchinson, Aldershot with a couple of chances before that. Baptiste again takes on Callum Stewart and wins. He keeps doing that all day. At some point, Stewart's going to win that battle. Here's Hill sending the ball out left to Hargreaves, but Wealdstone tidy it up through Wells Morrison, and then out to Wealdstone on the right hand side. Kadji feeds Hutchinson. He gets a cross in on this occasion, past everybody, and Shackelford should get there first. He does, clears it forward. It'll find touch. Throw into Wealdstone on the far side, in front of the gantry where some commentary and film is going on from, and the scoreboard says Wealdstone 1, all minutes gone. Here is Ardaqua thinking about a shot, but then playing it out wide to Hutchinson. Hutchinson taking on, and he's just slightly pushed off the ball by Inwood. Can't get the shot away. Now he tries to thread a pass through. That's well read and well cleared away by Aldershot twice from the penalty area, and they can't find a shots player. Now they can with Warren. He finds Shackelford. Stewart does really well, gets a flick on, wins a free kick, and he reaches down and feels both his ankle and his hip kidney area. I think he's a little bit winded. At the very least, Julian. Aldershot with a free kick inside the Wealdstone centre circle.
Yeah, he's taken a bit of a batter in there, but he's fine. He's getting up. Bit of pain there, but he's going to be hobbling back to his position. But Shots have got a free kick here, just inside the Wealdstone half, and Hill has taken a short one. Out
to Shackelford. Shackelford will ping it out to ping it. Warren did well to bring that down. Nice back heel. Feeds Shackelford down the right hand side. He sends in an early cross. That's cleared away by the Wealdstone number 22. Connor McAvoy into touch. Throw in taken quickly by Shackelford. Finds Charlie Warren. Warren back to Shackelford. Drives the ball across. Hargreaves just on the edge of the area, trying to make room for a shot. He's fouled right on the edge of the area. It's no more than 6 inches or a foot outside, and it's almost, for want of a better description, too close for a free kick, isn't it? They've put Aldershot are already trying to pull it back to the edge of the D, but I don't think they're going to get away with that. Yeah, it's inside the D, which is, as you said, almost too close. But it's more than inside the D, though, isn't it? It's 6 inches or a foot outside the penalty area. James Henry looks like he's lining this one up, and now you and I have had a chat about this offline, haven't we? Yeah. He hasn't quite been there on the free kicks. I mean, he's always potentially got it in his locker. let Brodie Pert have a go at me because he's got a hell of a strike. He's there and interested, Pert. Warren is as well. And James Henry's come away from it. Charlie Warren left foot or Brodie Pert right foot. Ryan Hill is there as well. 8 minutes in, Wealdstone lead 1-0. Shots with a free kick just outside the Wealdstone area. Pert leaves it, Warren shoots. Well saved by Dean Baptiste. It was on target, down to his right. That's the third save he's made in the opening 8 minutes. Corner to the shots, Julian.
Yeah, Charlie Warren's got a shot away on target there. It was arrowing to the bottom right hand corner, but Baptiste in the Wealdstone goal was equal to it. Turned it around for the corner. Yeah,
he's a difference at the moment. His saves and Hutchison's wonderful strike. And a bit of push and pulling. Now almost ready for the corner into the far post. Nightingale jumps but can only head it backwards. Kind of think, yeah, not a bad plan over everybody else. Nightingale heads it back across, but it was too heavy for him, and unfortunately it goes down as another wasted set piece for the shots. And they have scored from set pieces this season, Julian. Let's not be over critical, but there is a feeling of disappointment a number of times of what they produce in the free kick areas. It's definitely something that as a team they could improve on.
Yeah, and we're 9 minutes in, and we've had some really good chances to score already this afternoon. So let's hope the pattern of play continues as it is. The shots are mostly in possession, although Wealdstone have just got a throw on the halfway line at the moment.
Yeah, it's going to be taken down the line, headed back, flicked on. Combination of players, and then Aldershot and Wealdstone battling for it in the centre midfield before Tiencia will pick it up, and then Warren dives in. And well, the referee's a lot closer than us. When he went for his whistle, I wondered if Warren had caused a foul, but he was the recipient of one, according to referee Callum Walchester. And we're quickly underway again. A reminder that it is Wealdstone 1, Aldershot 0. The goal coming in the second minute from Dom Hutchinson. Rifle drive that Boyce Clark just didn't see. I don't think we did. It was a blur. It was absolutely fizzed in, wasn't it?
Yeah, super shot from Hutchinson. He connected with it exactly how he wanted with it connected.
And another day, as well as he caught it, that just rifles into the body of the goalkeeper, but it just missed him, didn't it? If he'd saved it, it probably would have been a block rather than a save. Here's a ball down the middle, picking up pace down the slope and going all the way through to Dante Baptiste, who's had a wonderful start to the game today. Very rare that a keeper would saves already in the opening 11 minutes, and there is a bit of irony in the fact, as far as Aldershot are concerned, that they've forced him to make save 3 times, and yet with the one chance they've had, Wealdstone have scored. It's a great battle there between Dylan Kadji, I think, and Cameron Hargreaves. Goes Kadji's way on this occasion, and it's a free kick to Wealdstone inside their own half. A player I really liked when he was at Aldershot, Julian. Don't know if you got to see him much. He wasn't there a long time.
Yeah, no, I liked him too. He was those were in the days when he was a Bristol City youngster. Came out to us on loan, played 4 or 5 games in the centre of midfield, and actually played a game at the centre back role as well.
He did, yeah. I think on his debut, if I remember right.
But yeah, he's controlling Wealdstone's midfield at the moment, playing well.
And here he is on the ball, just in time, twisting, turning, plays a little through ball, looking for Shakuna. Shakuna back onto his left foot. He tries a shot, and it's one of the worst shots I've seen all season. He was trying to get some bend on it, and he ended up swerving it the other way. And there you go. There is Wealdstone's second effort on goal in the 12th minute. And they lead by 1-0. Personally, I don't know about you, Julian, but when people talk about possession and territory and chances, and it's all about the scoreline, isn't it? It's just what you do in both boxes. So it doesn't actually always matter whether you're the better team or not. It's just about finding a way to get the job done. Yeah,
no one's going to be interested in the possession stats or the chances had at the end of 90 minutes.
Here's Wealdstone under a little bit of pressure, and Callum Stewart battling away despite the fact that he's nowhere near the size of Dion Woodman. And here's Wealdstone nicking the ball through Sean Adarkwa. Kadji sends it inside, bounces awkwardly both for Shakuna and Krogan, and then Hill and Obiero jump and it breaks kindly for Will Nightingale, who sends a good looking ball out to the right hand side, but Charlie Warren had gone too early and was offside. Free kick to Wealdstone, halfway inside their own half on the left hand side, and they lead by 1-0. Alongside me today is a long-term Aldershot Town fan and almost want to call you long-term summariser now, coming towards the end of his second season doing some of these games, Julian Walters.
Yeah, we were talking before the match, weren't we, about the pitch today, Rob, and it's bouncing quite high today. It's quite surprising. There's it's definitely dried out a lot in the last sort of 24-48 hours or so.
Hill wins the ball in the centre circle, bursting forward, initially unopposed, then ball out to the left side to Brodie Pert, squares it in, cut out, cleared away by Wealdstone, only as far as Inwood. Inwood gets his head down and forges out to the left hand side, feeds the ball to Pert. Pert tries to take on Hutchinson. Hutchinson wins that battle again, feeds Adakwa out to Hutchinson again, inside to Obiero, clip ball over the top, well read by Will Nightingale, and he eventually goes back to his keeper, who has to take no chances under pressure from Adakwa and smashes it off the pitch, and I'm pretty sure out of the ground by a long way as well. Taking no chances there, Canara Boys Club.
I think that's gone to Wembley, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not far. It's bouncing around on Wembley Way. Here comes the throw inside, dropped down, cleared away by Ryan Hill, up towards Stewart and McAvoy. McAvoy wins. Grogan with a cushion header. James Henry knocks it down, but it runs away. Sent back into the shots area again by Shakuna now. And it's Shakuna who'll chase it out to the right hand side. 4 shots left for him. Shackelford gets there first and feeds Harm. There is a gap straight through the middle of this Wealdstone team, isn't it? But they then recover quickly to get the block back on. Aldershot in possession just inside the Wealdstone half, where it's fair to say they've spent more time in the opening 15 minutes. That's how long's gone. And they've had 3 efforts on goal, all on target, but all saved by Dante Baptiste, and Wealdstone lead 1-0 thanks to a blistering strike from Dom Hutchinson. We all thought he was going to cross, and he shot. Here's a ball out to the left. Pert rises. He can't win it, but it drops kindly for Callum Stewart. He's into the penalty area, sends it across the goal, and it's caught by Baptiste. Don't think it was going in, so I won't say it's a 4th save from Baptiste. He just had to jump and collect it. Pretty routine business for him.
Bit of a sort of cross-come shot, but probably neither. Yeah, Baptiste was able to gather that quite comfortably. But with Warren and Pert today, Pert has started out on this left-hand side. He's really hugging the touchline down here.
Shots bursting through the middle again with Hargreaves. Plays it out right to Henry. Henry finds Shackelford. Shackelford looks for a return pass. Can Henry get there? He can. Sends it across. Pert can't quite get his shot away. It's such a well-constructed move, and Aldershot at the moment just can't find the finish. Here's a ball out to the left-hand side from Cameron Hargreaves, held up by Brodie Pert. Is he fouled there by Hutchinson? No, but he kept possession. Comes back through Inwood. Aldershot are going to have to build again. Nightingale into the feet of Callum Stewart. Sends it inside for Ryan Hill. Hill's bursting into the penalty area. Tries to get across in. That's well blocked by the Wealdstone defence, and into touch for a throw rather than a corner for the Shots, who were well on top in every way other than the scoreline, Julian.
Yeah, James Henry was instrumental there. Managed to find some space inside the penalty box. Pulled the ball back to Pert, but unfortunately for Aldershot, Hutchinson was just in the way and managed to clear the ball. Inwood's got a chance to launch one into the box now.
Yeah, he hasn't got much of a run up though. Let's hope he can propel it in far enough. In it comes. It's flicked on off the head of a Wealdstone player and behind, so it will be a second corner of the. It's changed his mind now, the referee.
Lino's,
the linesman. Sorry.
Yeah, Lino's flagging for offside by the looks of it, but not quite sure from a long throw how that can happen, but anyway.
No, I'm not having that one, but that was quite clearly just a straightforward corner. There's nothing else on it. Too many players in there and too many on the goal line to be calling an offside, but that's why he's wearing the kit and I'm not. Here's Wealdstone coming down the left side. Adakwa chasing. Nightingale seems well positioned, and he is, and he shepherds it behind. Goal kick to the Shots, who've lines out of the game, but they've started pretty well today. I mean, if you do ignore the fact that Wealdstone has scored a brilliant goal, they've started encouraging these shots.
Yeah, good levels of possession, good levels of possession in the Wealdstone half, more importantly. And Charlie Warren is featured quite well.
Yeah, and he's sending the ball out here towards Stewart and Henry. It's cleared away by Wealdstone into touch. Hargreaves into Hill, tries a ball over the top. Charlie Warren's racing down there. That's being held up. He's battling for it. He's taken up a good position and he's done well to get the ball off Tiencia. Chekhov sends it in, headed away by Woodman and then knocked down by Kaji, but only into the path of Hill. Hill finds Inwood. Inwood has to lunge in a bit for his second touch and Aldershot lose possession again. Hutchinson played forward, one in the air by Hill. Touched into out of play by Wealdstone. Pert gets the ball, gives it back to Sam Inwood. Julian made a really good point pre-match today talking to Robin Gray about how lone players, often you wonder how committed they'll be. Every single one of these loney players for Aldershot, 5 or 6 of them, they play every week like they're playing for the badge and that's all that they care about.
It's quite rare actually for lone players to do that. They've obviously got other thoughts on their mind about going back to their parent clubs. Some of them often think, well, I shouldn't really be here, but all credit to the ones that John Coleman's picked. They've all played a fantastic part in the second part of the season. 19
minutes gone now. Free kick to Wealdstone halfway inside their own half, which the goalkeeper Baptiste is going to take. Hello to Sheffield Baz, Sheffield Shot and Jill listening in Turkey. Wealdstone 1, Shots 0. Hutchinson battling away down the right hand side. Nightingale clearing it forward. Wealdstone, nice touch inside from Barrett. Finds Wells Morrison. Aldershot have nicked it back again and they touch it into the path of Henry, but then Wealdstone get bodies back in and win it again is Dylan Kaji running across the midfield, nipping the ball back to his skipper. And then Wealdstone coming down the right hand side and Shakuna plays the ball forward and he got the curl on this one with the outside of his foot. Kind of the opposite result to the one on his shot that he tried, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's looking for Tienza down the left hand side there. Shackelford was equal to it and managed to put it out for a Wealdstone throw, just level with the penalty box.
Terrific in his time at Tamworth, Shakuna, and was at Eastleigh for a little while, wasn't he? But certainly seems to have found a home here at Grosvenor Vale, as many of the players have, most notably the one who Micah Obiero on that terrific run of goal scoring form. Wealdstone enjoying a good bit of possession here. He's holding it up on the edge of the area, twisting, turning, trying to get a shot away. It's quite a weak one, it's cleared, bounces awkwardly, and Callum Scott does really well to stick a foot in and win it, but then his touch is caught out. Adarko wins it back, he's offside. And probably Wealdstone's best spell of possession over the last couple of minutes since the game began.
Yeah, they've been able to knock it around a little bit, and just a chance for them to get a foothold in the game. Shots have largely been dominant, even though the scoreline suggests differently, but the shots have, as I said, largely been dominant in this first 15-20 minutes. Looks like a bit of a break.
A drinks break gives me an opportunity to tell you that it's Gateshead 1, Scunthorpe United 0. So Gateshead a side that could go above or could pull well clear of the relegation zone today, as they've already started to do. What have you spotted? You've spotted something, Julian.
Ian's in trouble. Photographer.
Oh, he's struggling a little bit, is he? I didn't see. It's a medical issue over on the far side, and so that's the reason why players from both sides have gone over. Ironically, it's exactly halfway through the first half, which is what led us to think that it might have been a drinks break. Hello to Paul Bertie Reynolds, who says morning Rob, just reminding us that where he is, that's what it is. And Lindsay Morris, who I'm pretty sure is back at home in Tenerife. Greetings all and a happy Easter Monday to all. Let's get back level in this game as soon as possible. Well, yeah, maybe the understatement of the year. The players are back on the And, Julian did mention Ian, the Aldershot town photographer. I'm not sure what the issue was, but Ian appears to be okay now. He's taken his place back on his seat. We didn't see anything that happened. I don't think, did we, Julian? It
may have just been a tumble.
It might have just been a difficult moment for him. We're not quite sure, so we're not going to speculate, but that's the good news. Ian's pulled his bib back over his eyes and just been bought a bottle of water from the Shots physio, and one of those moments where your heart's in your mouth and you forget about football, don't you? But on we go. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0. Ball played forward from Wealdstone. Aldershot battling well for it. Hargreaves gets a key foot in. Hill plays it back to Inwood, who plays it out left to Warren. Warren and Pert now have changed sides, but Wealdstone have got two men here on Warren, who has to come back to Sam Inwood. Inwood drives forward, plays a ball on the floor through. It's looking for Stewart, but Stewart just accidentally, I think, stands on the toes of McAvoy. And referee close by. Callum Walchester sees that, gives the free kick to Wealdstone. 24.5 minutes into the first half here at Grosvenor Vale, where it's 12th place Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 18th at start of play 0. Mentioned a few times prior to kick-off that if Aldershot were to get a win today and Brackley didn't, then they would be mathematically safe today. But that looking a distant thought at the moment, Julian. Not they're playing, but just the scoreline.
Yeah, scoreline's gone against us at the moment, but still battling away.
Here's Brodie Perch, nice takedown and turn. Can he slot the ball into the path of Hargreaves? He can. He's just inside the penalty. Try a left-footed shot. It's spilled out and then cleared behind by Barrett. And I think it's fair to say that, particularly down to Dante Baptiste, the Wealdstone goal has led a fairly charmed life in this opening 25 minutes. Aldershot created more than enough clear-cut chances to be comfortably ahead in this game, but they trail 1-0, Julian.
Yeah, good shot from Hargreaves on the edge of the box there, and Baptiste and the defender are able to get it away. Charlie Warren's now lining up this corner, and let's see what we can get from this.
Okay, and it comes from Warren. He plays it short to James Henry. Henry breaks, sends the ball into the air, and it's headed on by a Wealdstone player, and they will get to it in the right back position and clear it away down the line. Hargreaves does well to get onto it, finds Pert. Pert looks to take on the left-hand side, who's outmanoeuvred him and won the ball back, Wells Morrison. Wealdstone play it down the right-hand side. Ardakwa is on a gallop. He's now cutting inside. He's trying to get the timing and the weight of his pass right for Dylan Kadji. He does. But Grogan gets a foot in and just slows it down, clears it away out to the left-hand side that Wealdstone are attacking. In the sunshine here at Grosvenor Vale, up the slope, and they are 1-0 up. And there's Callum Stewart all over the back of a Wealdstone player. No foul given though, and they come away with the ball with Shakuna. Shakuna over to the left touchline. Wealdstone trying to get it forward down that left side. It's towed into touch by Christy Grogan, and it remains Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0 after 27 minutes.
Just need to get a foothold back in the game. I think now we don't want to let capitalise on their lead.
Callum Stewart goes down, no free kick given. Aldershot prevail with the ball. Henry's got it, sends it inside to Ryan Hill. Hill holds the ball up. Wealdstone now rapidly getting players back. Henry's got it again. A Wealdstone foot touches the ball away from him, and now a bursting run down the left-hand side, and it's a really strong run as well from Tiencia, and he's still ridden the challenge from Grogan. It's cleared away, and then Hargreaves is on the scene inside the penalty area. He will clear it away up to Charlie Warren, who holds it up and wins a foul for the Shots. Powerful run from Tiencia down that left wing, Julian.
Yeah, right the way down to the byline. Managed to get his cross over, but thankfully for the Shots, Hargreaves was there to clear away the danger. Knocked the ball up to Charlie Warren, who again was being held, and managed to get a free kick just on the halfway.
Shackelford coming over halfway, playing the ball out to Charlie Warren. Charlie Warren's taking on Shakuna. Sends a ball in, but it's too strong for Shackelford. And Wealdstone now holding the ball up through Micah Obiero. Aldershot win it back. Warren wins it, goes down on halfway and wins a free kick. It's been a fairly slow goal scoring day in the National League. Wealdstone fans will appreciate the irony of this scoreline. They beat Hartlepool 7-0 last Tuesday, then lost 5-1 to Borehamwood, who are now losing 1-0 to Solihull Moors, who can't buy a win at the moment. Football, eh?
Who would be a better man?
Definitely not me. We're not allowed to, Julian Ross.
Exactly.
Here's Kanaya Boyce Clark, believe it or not, is going to take a free kick for Aldershot in the Wealdstone half, albeit only 1 yard in. From out on the right hand side, sends it in, knocked down to the feet of Grogan, sends it inside to James Henry. Henry is outwitted by Sean Adarkwa, feeds Dylan Kadji. Kadji sends the ball out to the left for Mika Obiero. He's now continuing with the counter attack, but he's shown too much of the ball to Ryan Hill, who scampers back and toes it into touch for a Wealdstone throw in rather than a corner. That is very much the danger, isn't it, Julian? Aldershot definitely playing at times like the home side with more of possession and more of the territory, more of the attacks, more of the efforts on goal, but Wealdstone have got players that can hit you and hurt you on the counter-attack, particularly Shakuna and Kadji and Tiencia, and then the finishing ability, of course, when they get the chances for Sean Adarkwa and Mika Obiero. Here's Mason Barrett well forward in the shots half central, plays the ball into the feet of Kadji. He's tackled. Aldershot win the ball. The referee thinks about giving a free kick, doesn't shot one. Explain, Julian. I thought Callum Stewart had either given away a foul or not there.
Yeah, I thought he was playing the advantage for Wealdstone, but in the end it's gone our way for some reason.
Seemed to know what he was doing. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Aldershot take the ball out to the left side, beautifully brought down by Charlie Warren. He hasn't gone past Tiencia yet, though. He goes back to Shackelford. Shackelford looks for Henry, and Henry needs a ball into his feet, Julian, not played in the channel for him to sprint after.
Yeah, the last 10 minutes or so it's been the final ball which just hasn't quite come off for the shots, and Wealdstone have been in the right place at the right time to either clear it away or for the ball in that case just to run through to Baptiste in goal, who's now going to launch it forward.
I don't know if you see this as a good trait or a bad trait, but the amount of games that Aldershot are the better team in and don't win is phenomenal, isn't it? Obviously at the end of the day it all comes down to the fact that they've scored a lot of goals but conceded more, doesn't it? It makes for really good open games. There's a free kick won by Charlie Warren again, 10-15 yards inside the Wealdstone half.
It's a conundrum which has to be solved, because I think Coleman said it before, it's no good being plucky losers. We need to turn these into results.
No, he won't ever want you as an interviewer to ask him to console about how well your team's played when they've lost or drawn a game that he feels they should have won. It's criminal that Aldershot have managed to draw twice with Sutton this season after being by far the better team in both games. But Sutton scored 2 goals and so did Aldershot, so it ended up with a draw. Here's the free kick from the shots, headed away strongly. Shackelford should get onto it first and does. He's just running outside the right hand side of the penalty area, and in the end he just plays it off of might even be Obiero back there. It's a corner to the shots, their third of this first half. No, it might be the second. I went to tick off the second one and then it wasn't given, was it?
I think it is the third, because Warren's done one and Henry's done one. So
Spot
Warren's
on.
going to put this in with his left foot. Let's see if we can make something of this.
Yeah, it's a big, very, very crowded penalty area as Warren sends the free kick in. The only player who's totally unmarked is Dante Baptiste, who rises and claims it and rolls it out to Adarkwa. Adarkwa sends a ball forward. Aldershot claiming offside, it's not given. And Mika Obiero, in the form of his life, stumbles and miscontrols. And I don't think the flag did go up.
No, it wasn't. He was clean through.
Yeah, so an opportunity missed, and then I really don't know what that was down the right-hand side for Aldershot, so I won't attempt to describe it other than to say goal kick to Wealdstone. And they play it short, back to Kadji. Kadji's going to go back to McAvoy. McAvoy sends the ball inside to Wells Morrison, who's dropped deep to collect it. And now back. Sorry, it was Woodman, not McAvoy. My mistake. Aldershot have won the ball back just inside the Wealdstone half with James Henry. He feeds Hargreaves, who feeds Inwood. Inwood looks for Pert but can't find him. And Wealdstone send it down the right hand side. Barrett is onto the ball. He's going up against Will Nightingale, who's been dragged out from central defence. They go back to Woodman. Woodman back to Dylan Cadgy. We're in the 34th minute here. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0. The goal coming in just the second minute from Dom Hutchinson. Rifle drive straight past Boyce Clark before he could even think about trying to prepare for the save. Here's Barrett sending the ball down the right hand side. The ball ends up in touch. The throw-in's given to Aldershot. Inwood throws it to Callum Stewart. Stewart plays it off of Wells Morrison, who shut it down. And Wells Morrison's just taking the ball in the face there. Just needs a couple of seconds. I think he's okay. He is indeed. He doesn't need treatment. Just checks his nose for any blood. There is none. He's good to carry on. Sam Inwood will take another throw for Aldershot now on halfway. Lovely takedown by Hargreaves. Sends the ball inside to Shackelford, who takes it down nicely on his chest. Out to the right hand side to Warren. Warren goes for the return pass to the underlapping Shackelford, but it's put into touch by Wealdstone. Throw in taken quickly. Warren and Hill battling away. Ball ends up in touch again. John Coleman stirs into life, controls the ball to Shackelford for the throw. He wants more tempo from his shots team. He wants to see them back level in this game. Otherwise they're going to be hearing his thoughts only too close up at half time in the dressing room. Well, it will be anyway, but
yeah, it's gone a little bit flat the last few minutes, and we need some injection of pace and desire into this now.
Well, as you say, pace and desire. Dom Hutchinson's on the ball. He's cutting in into the penalty area, tries to get a shot in. Great foot in there from Will Nightingale, and he sends the ball down the left. I don't think Callum Stewart saw it coming. It'll bounce once, twice, and go through to Dante Baptiste. Not the best long ball forward from Nightingale, but he did brilliant to dispossess Wealdstone in the first place. Here's Dom Hutchinson battling away. Combination of Nightingale and Inwood outwit him, and then Nightingale plays it up to the ball's fallen to Mickey Arbiero on the edge of the area, and he tried high and wide, and for all their possession territory and having created more clear-cut chances, Aldershot actually have to be thankful for some wayward finishing on a couple of opportunities Wealdstone have had since, where they haven't been able to find the target, Julian. It remains Wealdstone 1, Aldershot 0.
Yeah, that's Arbiero on the edge of the box there, swinging with his left foot, and fortunately for the shots it went high and wide, but Charlie Warren and Brady Pert have swapped over again. Hopefully that's going to give the Wealdstone defence something to think about.
Here's Hutchinson holding the ball up, going back to Barrett. Barrett lifts the ball down the right hand side. He's looking for Cadgy. Cadgy chests it nicely into the path of Sam Inwood, and Pert sticks a foot in to win the ball back and is deemed to have fouled Cadgy, and it'll be a free kick to Wealdstone in front of Julian and I in this well covered stand. We're not getting the benefit of any of that sunshine or action of it. Just inside the Wealdstone half we're positioned. Barrett clips the ball up, looking for Albiero, beg your pardon. Nightingale gets something on it, but it falls down to Hutchinson, who sends in a very deep cross without really looking up first. And Shackelford, he lets the ball run into play. I thought he could have kept that in if he'd wanted to. Maybe he looked at the position of the players and realised it wasn't worth it. Just let the ball run out. Aldershot clear it forward with Grogan. Charlie Warren's battling so hard for the ball, isn't it? That's a lovely first time take from Hargreaves, who feeds Pert. Pert can go one-on-one briefly here against Barrett because Hutchinson's coming back. The shot comes in. I think it was low, scuffed and wide of the goal. I think momentarily Brody Pert was going to appeal for a corner. He wasn't going to get it. It's another shot off target for the shots in the 39th minute, and it's Wealdstone 1, Aldershot 0.
Yeah, nice direct running from there he was taking his defender on, taking Barrett on, and in the end got a shot away with his left foot, but as you said, scuffed it and went harmlessly wide. I think we need to get Callum Stewart more involved. That link play between him and Henry isn't quite working at the moment.
A couple of surprising scorelines in the National League we'll give you in just a minute. Is Wealdstone on the attack. Aldershot have wrestled the ball back, literally, and got away with it. Hill plays the ball down the right-hand side, and McAvoy sends it forward. One in the air by Grogan, picked up though straight away by Obiero, and he's on the left edge of the Aldershot Town penalty area, holding the ball up now, gets some support from Tiencia, gives the ball back to Obiero. He's got a bit of room there on that left hand side, he can pick his pass across, and well, he does, but it's picked off by Sam Inwood, who's got his head down and he's looking to play the ball down the left channel to Callum Stewart. Stewart tries an early ball for Pert to chase. Barrett reads it well, positions himself well, and then waits for and gets the contact into the back of him and wins the free kick for Wealdstone. Just what they'd want at this stage. I was about to tell you that Altrincham had taken the lead at York City, but what do title chasing teams do? They score again straight away. It's 1-1 there. And Solihull Moors are 2-0 up against Boreham Wood. Eastleigh 1-0 up against Yeovil, and Morecambe 1-0 up against Carlisle. I told you it was the silly season.
That's the thing. These results, you just cannot decide which way they're going to go at the moment. And again, we've still got all possibilities here this afternoon.
Yeah. Wealdstone 1 shots nil. Just over 5 minutes plus added time left in this first half. Shackelford plays the ball down to Warren. Warren inside to Hill. Henry makes the run forward, but it's Stewart who gets onto the ball. Very neat touch and control, hasn't he, Callum Stewart? And he battles for balls in the air despite his lack of height. Here's Warren playing the ball to the on-rushing Shackelford. Cross to the far post. He's headed away by Hutchinson. Helped on by Shakuna. And then only as far as Grogan, who wins it in the air and brings it to Warren. Warren takes on Shakuna. He's fouled on the touchline. Free kick to the Shots, who still trail by 1-0. Julian Walters.
Yeah, good twisting and turning from Charlie Warren there down on the right hand side. He's managed to get a free kick off a lunge from Tienza, and this is an opportunity for James Henry to get the ball into the box. And we've talked about set pieces already today, and let's hope we can make something of this. So far we haven't.
It's difficult in terms of the height advantage overall. Wealdstone have got it. They do have 1 or 2 shorter players, but 4 minutes to half time. Wealdstone 1 shots nil. James Henry floating in a free kick from the right hand side, headed away by Wealdstone, who get the first contact and the second from Sean Adarkwa, who holds it up, feeds Mason Barrett, and Barrett goes inside to his skipper Dion Woodman. And Wealdstone are going to play their way out from the back. Aldershot really want something in this half if they can. They love attacking down the slope to Wealdstone, and they love to go into this second half with a 1-0 lead. That's a lovely run there from Hutchison. He's on his left foot, thinks about a shot, but then he gives the ball away. Well read by Ryan Hill. Braintree have taken the lead against Woking as well, as Inwood sends the ball forward. It's 1 in the air by Wells Morrison. He finds Tiencia, who just pulls Shackelford out of the way and continues his run forward. Grogan smashes the ball towards touch. It comes off a Wealdstone player, and it's a throw-in to the Shots. 3 minutes until half time. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0. Throw-in taken inside to Hargreaves, who's been dispossessed. Ball sent inside to Adarkwa. He's shot, saved low down to his left by Boyce Clark. Just the second effort on target of the afternoon for Wealdstone, and a relatively comfortable save for Boyce Clark. Shots quickly looking to counter-attack, Julian.
Yeah, it was a comfortable save, but quickly on the counter-attack, Hargreaves is just pushing forward now, nicely into the right-hand side. Shackelford on the ball now.
Warren involved. Just little triangles. Now Hargreaves again, and Aldershot go back to Grogan. Grogan finds Hill through the middle. Hill with the ball down the right-hand side for Warren to chase. He realises just picking up pace down the slope, and he's not going to get onto it. And goes behind for a Wealdstone goal kick.
this is looking for a Josh Barrett intervention. I think I can see him coming on in the second half, and perhaps a straight swap for James Henry at the moment, in that something needs to happen just down the centre there. Pert and Warren are trying their best down the left and right sides, but it's not quite happening down the middle at the moment.
Yeah. Ironically, Aldershot have found a bit of space and a bit of joy right through the middle of the first half of the Wealdstone defensive half, but then they've not been able to do anything beyond that, have they? But there has been big gaps opening up straight through the middle. Free kick has been taken over on the far side. The Aldershot just won in their own half. Christy Grogan still feeling around his leg, feeling a bit sore after that one, but he's okay. Boyce Clark's going to send one straight through the middle. Did Warren go too early? Well, he doesn't get there anyway. It's headed into touch by Wealdstone. Here's the throw taken by Shackelford to Warren. Warren gives it back to Shackelford. Aldershot creating quite a lot of chances early on in this game, but Dante Baptiste equal to all of them. Here's Hargreaves sending the ball in. Shots battling for it, and offside given against somebody of the Aldershot team, possibly James Henry. It will be a free kick to Wealdstone, who are just frankly now cruising towards half time and absolutely delighted to have defended the slope and be 1-0 up.
Yeah, it couldn't have gone any better for Wealdstone, actually.
It might have gone better. They might have got a couple of shots on target and gone 2-0, but would have been unlucky. 3 added minutes. I think you probably picked that up yourselves, listeners, on your microphone. 1-0 to Wealdstone. Baptiste takes the free kick straight down the middle. Aldershot have won it. Inward, fed by Hill, sends it out to the right hand side. That'll hit the advertising hoardings outside of the pitch, and it'll be a throw in to Wealdstone. And it'd be interesting to see, with Aldershot not having managed to score in this first half, largely due to Baptiste, with such a strong bench today, whether John Coleman does reach for it at half time. A reminder that other than the goalkeeper Pat Nash, Aldershot have Theo Widrington on his birthday, Kwame Thomas, Josh Barrett, Hadi Gandor, Dayan Tetek and Matt Penny on the bench. And I agree with you, Julian. I think the most likely incoming player is Josh Barrett, and might well be a straight swap for Henry at half time. But that's just what we might do. Here's Aldershot working hard to win the ball back again, just inside the Wealdstone half. Nightingale feeds Stewart's wriggling and squirming and turning and playing the ball out to the left hand side to Brodie Pert. Back down the line to Inwood. He finds Nightingale. Nightingale pings the ball out to the right side. Shackelford's going to have to come back a bit to get it under control, but he does. Sends it first time down the right side for Charlie Warren to chase. Warren puts his foot up, but the assistant referee alongside him puts his flag up to suggest that the ball is out of play. And Wealdstone won't understandably be in any hurry at all, Julian, to take this throw.
No, I think the central defensive partnership of Wealdstone have been largely dominant, and again I could see probably a Kwame Thomas substitution coming on just to add a bit of strength up the top.
Yeah, he's Aldershot playing it out to the right hand side. Both players jump early, Tiencia and Warren. Warren gets onto the loose ball. Henry feeds Shackelford. Shackelford inside to Hargreaves, gets the ball under control, gives it back to Shackelford. It's tight in there. Another ball into Henry. Wall pass. He's looking for Hill. Can't find him. Gives it straight to Adakwa. Adakwa finds Obiero on the left-hand side. Grogan puts a foot in, almost wins it. Slows him down. Eventually toes it into touch on halfway. And John Coleman didn't quite show the same levels of control there, did he? The ball pinged off his foot and went about 10 yards further back. He needs to be careful he's not done for delay and a restart. Another throw into Wealdstone. They're in no hurry to take it. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot downhill, and we're in the dying seconds of the first half here at Grosvenor Vale, where things have been going rather nicely for the home side of late. Of course, Gary Waddock will lead them out at Wembley, just a few miles down the road, in the FA Trophy final. Here's a ball played down the middle, one in the air by Woodman. Andy finds player, but then Warren puts the the ball back in. Aldershot players really unhappy that they didn't get given a free kick. Warren continues to appeal, so does Hill. But the referee says, do you know what, I was about to blow for half-time anyway, so I can't give you a free kick. And Will Nightingale joins in the protestations now. But they've got to look at themselves, Julian. 1-0 to Wealdstone at half-time. Yeah, it is 1-0 to the home side. All the action, the key action came in the first 2 minutes, Robin. Aldershot created 2 chances in the first minute. Charlie Warren did superbly well to make his way into the box with the ball, but then could only shoot straight at Dante Baptiste. A follow-up shot was also saved by the keeper, who's gone on to make 4 saves from efforts on target from the shots. But Wealdstone 1 minute later broke away down the right-hand side. Dom Hutchinson burst forward. We all thought he was going to play a low raking cross, and he decided to shoot in at the near post, and he crashed the shot past Kanaya Boyce Clark. The shots in truth have been the brighter side, on the front foot more. They've created more chances, but Wealdstone looked pretty comfortable and confident at times at the back, and when the shots have breached that defensive back line, Dante Baptiste has been equal to everything they have been able to muster. We're wondering about possible half-time changes here, but the half-time scoreline at Grosvenor Vale, Robin, is Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0. Julian, your thoughts on the first half? I mean, you've had plenty of opportunity there, and particularly in that last 15-20 minutes, really, to give your opinions, because the game's died a bit, hasn't it?
Yeah, it was a fast and furious start, and I think you mentioned it after about sort of 5-6 minutes that they're surely not going to keep up this end-to-end stuff, but it has died down a little bit. Shots in the front foot at the start, and within the first few minutes, even though they were 1 down, it was largely dominant and possession-based football. But Wealdstone have come back into it. They've not particularly troubled Kanaya Boyce Clark. Perhaps 1 or 2 very standard, straightforward saves to make, but overall it's been disappointing in the final third for the shots. For me, as Callum Stewart has huffed and puffed, and James Henry has tried to pull the strings, but just not seem to be working at the moment down that central spot, and I'm not sure how long John Coleman will leave it before he makes some changes, but I would expect to see at least Thomas and Barrett come on at some stage, not too far into the second half, to try and effect a change, especially as we're shooting uphill in the second half.
Yeah, that's the thoughts of Julian Walters. Gateshead are winning today. They're going to go above Aldershot as it stands. And Morecambe, because they're beating Carlisle, if Aldershot lose, Morecambe win, then the gap to safety goes down to 6 points from 8 for Aldershot. The flip of that is that, as we've already said, if Aldershot were to win today and Brackley lose, then Aldershot would be home and hosed. So yeah, things can swing. This is why we talk about 6-point games. It is half-time in that Gateshead game. So other scores elsewhere before Julian and I just take a little break. Not too many goals around. Brackley 0, Boston 0, Braintree 0, Woking 0. So that Braintree goal we talked about must have been wiped out. Eastleigh 1, Yeovil 0, Halifax 0, Tamworth 1, Gateshead 1, Scunthorpe 0, Hartlepool 0, Rochdale 0, Morecambe 1, Carlisle 0, and Solihull Moors 2, Borehamwood 0, Sutton 0, Southend 0, Truro 0, Forest Green 0, and Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0 here. 1, Altrincham 1 at the LNER Stadium, where Knowles put Altrincham ahead, and Ollie Banks equalised 2 minutes later for the home side. That's it from me and Julian for 10 minutes or so. We'll be back for the second half. Half-time scoreline at Grosvenor Vale. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0.
Too bad. These seats aren't particularly helping. Found myself wanting to sit between 2. Which is probably not the best thing to do. It's a much better day today. Winning the full back brilliantly. We're playing away off the pitch brilliantly. Control's good, it's right. But
just hasn't quite come off. Henry's got to the byline a couple of times. It's all been pulled back and it's not going anywhere.
there's not the space. We talked about when James said he plays his best football. When he's able to find space on the pitch, there's no space. No space. He's found himself pushing up on the last man a lot of the time.
There's one job where he's holding offside.
Solihull would 2-0 up, wouldn't they?
Just looking at these subs coming out for the warm-up, and if anyone's doing anything.
They want to go like that to Clark, that's why.
Ian seems fine. You see something and then you realise we called it. Well, I say get to him. No, he's just going to join the others. Is he going to do the same? He's going to do the same. It was definitely the last one out.
Maybe that John Cole would have asked me to make it again, but he's come
Yeah, they would. I think they would go through a workout at half time anyway.
Surrey players made 50-50 draw today, and we have only 6 p.m. after today's game, so do make sure you get your tickets if you want to be part of that. Next up, we're going to Wealdstone on Saturday, 11th of April, and the following that with our final 2 home games on the season at the moment. Get Boston United on Tuesday the 14th, and Scunthorpe on Saturday 18th of April. We had the league campaign on Southend on Saturday 25th of April, and tickets are available for all those games now. For home games, visit the Wealdstone ticket site, and visit the Wealdstone
available now
for tickets to the away games. I would like to once again thank today's ball players Rob Owen and Jack Ford.
That make no difference, does it? Should be alright.
I've got to ask you, fella, why now? It must be awful hearing the away commentary right in your ear like that. Does it not bother you? Do you zone out? Do you? Oh, you like
I mentioned my son.
you don't
No, don't tell him. Don't tell
Is he on
him.
the pitch? Just say that.
Yeah.
Don't
It was nice the
you've
other
got to film
day.
what I was going to say. I don't think you're the parents of any Wealdstone players.
Yeah.
And it's a Wealdstone area, isn't it?
It was alright the other day.
We're not from around here. I'm not from around here. You're not from around here. You've driven from Swansea. I've driven from Cambridgeshire.
It was alright the other day when it Hartley
He was
Pole.
at Cambridge when he got injured. He meant to go to Cambridge. Yeah.
We was trialling it.
He was trying and he got an injury.
Did his Achilles in on the 5th day of the trial, the last day.
He's at Crystal Palace for 16 years.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Wells
And how
Morris.
long has he been? Oh, Wells Morris, right? Yeah. How long has he been here?
A couple of months. He got injured, and then he was going to Cambridge, and he got injured in the trial, and then he didn't play football for that much season, so he went to Ross County, and he's come here to finish his season off, and then they reevaluate.
Fair enough. I'm really. I don't know why this is, but I feel like I keep feeling like I'm going to call him Wells Harrison. I hope I didn't at one point. My parental name on my mum's side is Harrison, and so I don't know why I got it there. I kept double checking it. I go in the number 25. Yes, there. So is he eligible to play in the FA Trophy?
Yeah.
Oh, wicked! We had that experience last year. It was lovely. We were saying about his
Quite a lot of people go, don't they?
Yeah, we took. I mean, we've only got probably 400 here, but we took officially 18,000. But we think about 20,000 because there were some neutral
I know
areas.
South End take a lot as well, don't they?
Yeah, I mean they are a big club.
Yeah.
You know, they get.
Someone said there was 30,000 of them one year. Is that right?
Yeah, well they get 8,000-9,000 for a home game, whereas we get 2.5 to 3.
The fact that we took 20 was staggering, really. But thankfully we got it right on the day. I think it'll be a popular. I think most neutrals will want Wealdstone to win.
Really?
They got a good record against Southend, actually.
Yeah, we got them in the last game of the season as well.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a shame. I think
It's such a shame.
they'll be like, what sort of sides are they going to put out, and is it going to be cat and mouse and all that stuff?
Yeah,
Don't
so
wanna
you
give too
can't
many.
see who to watch and all that.
Wealdstone beaten this season already, haven't they?
I'm not sure.
They certainly didn't lose. Can't remember if it was a win. I can't remember if it was a win or a draw, but seems it's
She
like
kicked him out now.
awfully relaxed atmosphere here today, isn't it? You had the big exciting one. You had the 7-0 in the week.
Yeah,
And,
we went away and it was like a big lull. And it, Solihull 2-0 up in a minute, isn't it?
It's Bournemouth.
They were good the other day,
They're a
Bournemouth.
good side for them.
Bournemouth on their day, and Gary Waddock said it. He said they're the best National League side after. On their day, I think they are. I think they're as good as York and Rochdale on their day. They probably don't have their day as much as York and Rochdale, which is why they're.
I mean, obviously Jack was here a season ago, wasn't he? A season, he done a little bit here before, didn't he?
Last season, yeah.
He even said the quality's got better. People play football instead of hooping it all the time now. don't they? There's a lot of more skillful
Yeah,
players.
and very few teams play for draws now.
No.
And Wealdstone haven't had a
It's
draw.
almost like the third division, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, it is. There's only Wealdstone, Tamworth, and one other side that are not fully full time.
Yeah.
They've done really well because they were scrapping, weren't they? Because we obviously left and went to Solihull.
We had
didn't we?
Matt Taylor, remember? And then Jack went
And he took him with him, did he?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Jack sort of went there, yeah.
And it weren't great. He
Has he
didn't
got
really
another
play.
job or not?
I don't think
I
he
think
did.
he's failed in 2 successive jobs.
Yeah.
Struggle after
Wherever
that.
he went, the change room didn't like him, Jack said, because no one likes him.
Strange, isn't it?
Yeah. It is strange. A funny league, isn't it? As I say, you can win 7-0 and then
You
don't
say
get
7-0
beat.
against Hartlepool, beaten 5-1 against Fort
Well, you
William,
wouldn't
and
have
now
thought
2-0
that
down.
Hartlepool were where they were in the table, like when they came here
Right.
the other night. It was just,
No, I know.
honestly,
And could
they
have
had
gone
no
in-
fight, nothing.
They
We
could
had
have.
Reed here. Reed was on loan here, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
But
here.
they think because they had a week off, that's why they just, I don't know whether they got too relaxed or whether they just thought,
I think they probably made the mistake of thinking that Wealdstone's head would be on the FA Trophy.
Yeah.
Gary's too long in the tooth for that. He's too now, so in no time think, right. how am I
which
gonna
it
get
has
to-
been, because obviously he had 3 wins
Yeah.
and then 3 defeats, and it felt like everyone was cruising until the cup. And then obviously we played Marine, and then it's given everyone a bit of a...
They want to play in the cup game.
He made 3 changes at half time, didn't he, at Bournemouth? Did Jack play in that one?
Glad to get 45, 60, whatever.
What club do you say he's on loan from?
No, he's not.
Oh, he's just right. Oh, right. It's a tough time, isn't it? You know, and I don't care what anybody says. You come to the last game of the season, there's a lot of players that are out of contract, and I've seen it happen at least twice where players have got very serious injuries on the last day, and that's it, and they're done. They're out of the job, and there's nothing. It's a cutthroat world, isn't it?
And they held him back.
I need to leave one on, sorry. Yeah. Right, let's get going again. Okay, good to chat to you. Welcome back to Grosvenor Vale. You may or may not have been listening to the little chit chat we were having at half time with parents of one of the Wealdstone players. If you picked it up on the microphone, all good, innocent stuff. watched the Shots players warm up, Julian, we did wonder if Josh Barrett was potentially removing more of his clothing than others, but it doesn't look as if he has yet. Let's see. Kwame Thomas goes to get a drink.
No, it doesn't appear to be any changes.
Josh Barrett's actually walking back to the dressing room at the minute, isn't he? I think. And none of the Shot subs, so far as we can see, are stripped and getting ready to come on. And that might well be the same for Wealdstone as well. So Wealdstone 1, Shots 0 at half time. Wealdstone lining up with Baptiste in goal, McAvoy, Woodman and Barrett. The centre backs Tiencia and Hutchinson. The wing backs Wells, Morrison and Kaji in the middle. Shakuna ahead of them slightly, supporting Adakwa and Obiero up top. And the Shots, who are going to be kicking up the slope here at Grosvenor Vale in the second half. Boyce Clark in goal, Inwood, Grogan, Nightingale and Shekels with the back four. Hargreaves and Hill in midfield, Pert, Henry and Warren supporting Callum Stewart in attack. So it's your original starting 11s then for both sides here. The Shots in their home kit of red shirts, blue shorts and red socks, and Wealdstone in their home kit of blue shirts, white shorts and blue socks. Shots for the kick-off. Hill lifts it out to the right hand side. Pert touches it on towards James Henry. Holds it up, goes back to Shackelford. Shackelford with the ball down the line. Pert may have just got the run on Tiencia. In fact, Callum Stewart's come out of nowhere and the pair of them were there, but Woodman will clear it forward up to Adakwa, well read by Christy Grogan. Great foot in there, round the corner of him. Finds Hill. Hill finds Pert. Pert, heavy touch to try and control it, bounces off him, and Wealdstone get it. Shakuna. And Shakuna arrows the ball straight down the left-hand side, which Christy Grogan will shepherd out of play if he can. And he can't, because it's been well chased by Sean Adakwa, who got there in time, sends the ball inside to Nathan Shakuna. Shakuna into the feet of Kaji, gives it back, and Hill gets a foot in, plays it up to Warren. Warren to Hill. Hill plays a ball, and it's an absolute mismatch between Stewart and Dion Woodman physically. Not in terms of pace. Stewart kept well up with him, but he went back to the keeper. The ball's cleared out as far as Hargreaves. He gets a little key header onto it, but Henry can't lift a foot and win it. Tiencia bounces off of Brodie Pert. He jumped for the ball. Referee hasn't seen fit to give a free kick, I don't think, but quite rightly, as Tiencia kind of bounced off of Pert and looked somewhat winded. Make of that one.
Yeah, it was a strong challenge from Brodie Pert, both entitled to go for the ball, and
he got there first and got the ball, didn't he? But
yeah,
Tiencia was just momentary late getting there and ended up just bouncing off of Brodie Pert, who's a big lad.
Yeah, no, it was a good strong challenge, and Tiencia's just walking off to the touchline now. He'll probably have to do his customary 30 seconds wait before he's allowed back on, but he appears okay.
Aldershot, would you agree, need to throw a bit of chaos into this game, don't they? The last 20 minutes of the first half was just way too comfortable for Wealdstone. Prior to that, Aldershot had been on the front foot, looked quite lively, created a few chances and forced a few saves from Dante Baptiste.
Yeah, it was all too easy really in the end for Wealdstone, so we definitely need to up the tempo, throw some more bodies forward, and perhaps, as we said already, made a substitution or two.
Right, here's a ball lifted from Hargreaves, but Dion Woodman's quickly onto that, down by his own corner flag. He's got Pert and Henry there with him. I think he's played the ball off one of them, and it will be a goal kick to Wealdstone. Dante Baptiste to take in front of the Shots fans. It really did fill up and swell in the end, that away section. I think it could well be 400 plus, Julian.
It's a great turnout, and kicking towards the supporters now, so let's hope they've got something to cheer about.
Okay, here's Nightingale winning the ball in the air against Obiero. Kaji heads it to the right hand side, and it's okay, I don't know what's happened, so it's just a case. Kaji's got it on halfway, looks to send the ball out to the left hand side. Shackelford thinks he's going to get there, but Tiencia comes from nowhere, plays the ball back to McAvoy. McAvoy running across the pitch. Ball to Mason Barrett on the far side. Woodman's shut down by Stewart. Is like an absolute pest around him, isn't he? He's just like bees around a honeypot. Here's Stewart now shutting down Baptiste, who plays the ball forward to Shakuna. Again, there's a big hole through the middle of the pitch, and Kaji runs onto the ball, but Nightingale is well positioned, clears the ball away to the right hand side, where it's picked up by Hutchinson. Hutchinson gets to the byline, plays it off of Sam Inwood, and behind. It's a corner to Wealdstone. And correct me if I'm wrong, I can't remember them getting any others in this match.
No, I think that is their first corner.
Yeah, it is their first corner of the game.
But well played from Wealdstone there. They managed to exploit a bit of a gap in the defence, and eventually Hutchinson found himself on the right hand side, and Inwood was equal to it and managed to get it away for a corner.
Similar to what Aldershot did early on in the first half, suddenly a big gap opens right through the middle of the park, and credit to Nightingale, who got back and just towed the ball away from danger. But it's going to be a left-footed corner here from Jack Wells Morrison. In it comes, and Woodman gets a header on it. It's relatively weak. Shackelford clears the ball away. Carlisle have equalised through Regan Linney at Morecambe. And Solihull Moors have got a third goal against Boreham Wood. And Mike Brown says yes, he did enjoy the little chat at half time. Part of the reason he listens. Ball's in touch over on the far side, and Wealdstone won't mind at all if the rest of this game plays out like the last 20 minutes of the first half did. Somebody who will mind that is John Coleman, and I don't think he'll allow that to happen one way or the other, whether it's a change up in tactics or a change in personnel.
Yeah, he's already standing up over on the side. He's wanting some sort of response from the shots, bright 10-15 minutes even though we went behind, and then it sort of went a little bit flat.
Wealdstone taking forever just to take this throw on halfway. Plenty of discussion over there on the Wealdstone bench, where Hutchinson I think is just getting some treatment. I was going to say to you that I couldn't see Gary Waddick, but I've spotted him now. He's the one with the baseball cap on. Here's Wealdstone playing it around in their own half, being well pressed by the shots, going back to Baptiste. He can only clear the ball forward as far as Hill, who steers it into the path of Hargreaves. Hargreaves finds Warren, and Warren feeds Shackelford. Shackelford back to Warren. Warren out to the right hand side to Cameron Hargreaves. Hargreaves taking on his man to the edge of the area, tries a left footed ball in. It's just over everybody. Good looking ball towards the post. Bit of a cross come shot. Stewart arrived, he jumped but wasn't going to get there. It's gone behind the goal. Goal kick to Wealdstone. 51 minutes gone, and they still lead by 1-0.
Yeah, nice movement from Cam Hargreaves there. Took up a position on the right hand side, and rather than swing it in with his right foot, it played a little dummy, came in left footed cross, just evaded the lunging header of Callum Stewart, unfortunately, and that's been pretty much since the first 10 minutes the way of the game so far.
Well, let's see if Mrs. Worrell can bring Aldershot down any luck. Mum Anne Worrell is listening, and sure my dad as well. He's listening or being subjected to it, whichever. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0. Hello Mum and Dad, happy Easter, and let's see if the shots can pull something out of this. Ball's in touch over on the far side. Hill runs and takes it very quickly. Gateshead have doubled their lead against Scunthorpe, and the silly season goes on in terms of some of the day. Wealdstone have won the ball back from Aldershot in their own half, but again the ball's in touch. This time it will be a Wealdstone throw. Keep you abreast of the scores in the National League. There's also some very big games, and one in particular going on in the National League South. It is still 0-0 between Dorking and Worthing. Here's Adarqua battling away against Grogan. It was eventually fouled. Hornchurch are currently drawing 4-4 with Maidstone after 53 minutes, and the only reason I look for that scoreline is they're the third team that could possibly come through and win the National League South. What a bonkers scoreline that one is. Josh Rees with a couple of goals. He's been in great form of late, and Angelo Balanta with the other two. Why am I talking about games in the National League South? There's not a lot going on here. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0. I think we've had a success pause while I was giving those entire score updates, and now we're back in play again. Head tennis in the middle of the park, helped on by Henry, volleyed forward by Woodman, and Will Nightingale, not 100% sure he could head home to Boyce Clark, heads down towards touch. The ball eventually finds touch. Good strength and hold up play from Sean Adakwa, and he'll receive the ball from the throw now, which goes back to Hutchinson. Hutchinson under pressure from Pert. The ball's in touch. It's now a throw into Aldershot, and I desperately would love to say it's something other than, but it looks like a kind of springtime end of season game where there's not much on it, Julian, and there is for shots. You know, they can slip back towards danger today with a defeat for sure.
Yeah, Gateshead winning, as you said, I think that would put them potentially above us. And
definitely.
Yeah, Will Nightingale just calling for a bit more from his players there. So we just need to get moving again.
Here's good footwork from Obiero on the edge of the area, gets a shot away. That's the one bit that hasn't gone right for him today. He hasn't looked like an 8 in 8 striker, has he? But he could yet have his moment. Here's Charlie Warren trying to hold the ball under pressure from Wealdstone. Good work from Tiencia. They've certainly got some big physical athletes, haven't they, Wealdstone? And
2 subs coming on for the shots.
Yeah, it's going to be Kwame Thomas and Hadi Gandor, I think. That's, yep. Is that Hadi?
Yes, it is. Yep.
That's very early for a player who's just coming back from a hamstring injury. Do you not think?
Yeah, it's it's given him 35 minutes, which is a bit of a surprise, but they know best. Obviously, they know better than us, and I think Hadi is itching to get back on.
Okay, and has come on as well, and that is indeed for James Henry. So Halifax have come back from a goal down at home to Tamworth to now lead by 2-1. But here in the 55th minute, double substitution for shots. Kwame Thomas coming on, and great to see Hadi Gandor back. He was in perhaps the best form he'd ever been in for Aldershot in terms of the way he was playing, not necessarily in goal scoring form, but he was really a key part of that strong run when they won 6 out of 7 or 6 out of 8 games. Here he is holding the ball up, and he's eventually fouled by a combination of players from Wealdstone. They went for the pincer movement there, and good early work from Hadi Gandor. Great to see him back.
Yeah, he's immediately come on and taken up that left-sided forward role that he was playing so well in that great run of ours. And Coleman's, we've called it right, Coleman has opted the middle and Gandor on the left-hand side as well. And Stewart has just dropped back into the James Henry role to fill the gap there.
In comes the free kick from Hill, and it's just caught underneath his bar by Baptiste under absolutely no pressure at all. So you have to say, harsh as it is, that it wasn't a great delivery. Here's Obiero in a foot race with Hargreaves, who manages to at least temporarily hold him up. Aldershot getting a bit of shape back on again now. A little bit of frustration amongst the Wealdstone fans, but here's Wells Morrison playing the ball in. Adakwa tees up Shakuna, who feeds Tiencia on this left-hand side. He's going to look to get past Grogan. Grogan goes to ground. Some appeals for a penalty, and then some appeals for a corner, and a goal kick given. What do you make of that one, Julian?
Yeah.
Was your heart in your mouth for a split second?
Well, I have to say it was.
Yeah.
And I've seen those. Totally honest, and
that would be end of the game, really. For
yeah,
Tienza
got down the left-hand side of Christy Grogan, and unfortunately for him, just managed to sort of toe it out for a goal kick. But he was brought down in my eyes, so I could have seen those given.
Here's Kwame Thomas chesting the ball brilliantly into touch. And when I say that, what I mean is it was brilliant the way he controlled the ball and just turned and chested it, but there was nobody to the left of him and it found touch. There's a certain irony about that. 58 and a half minutes gone. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0.
He is going to give it a little bit more competition for the central defenders up front, isn't he? So he's going to give us half an hour of getting the ball up to him and then playing off him with Hadi and Charlie either side.
Yeah, that's true. I would say that Callum Stewart's given Woodman as tough a time as he can. Here's Wealdstone on the edge of the penalty Hutchinson, quick-footed, and now he's just shown too much of the ball to Gandor, but he's won it back, and now Aldershot have won it back with Sam Inwood, and he's battling back for it. Hutchinson, the ball's in touch, and the throw-in's been given to Wealdstone. I think that's much to the surprise of most onlookers. But, still combative out there, that's for sure. Combative is the right word. I think it's not particularly been that entertaining to watch, either the last 20 minutes of the first half or the first 15 of the second. Aldershot with it. Nightingale sends it forward. Kwame Thomas will chase. He'll look to hold it up. He's having his shirt pulled by Woodman. Manages to feed the ball out to Callum Stewart. Stewart gets to the byline, pulls it back. It's headed away, but only as far as Hadi Gandor. Gandor goes back again to Hill. Hill trying to make room, goes down. Is that a free kick? No, nothing given. Nothing given against that foul on Hill, but brilliant work from Charlie Warren to win the ball back for shots. And now Hargreaves comes stumbling out to the left-hand side, finds Charlie Warren. Warren shows it to Hutchinson, and Hutchinson says, all right, I'll have it off you then. Wins it, plays the ball up the right-hand side. Nightingale well positioned up against Obiero, who twists and turns inside and wins a free kick. And Will Nightingale is going to get, or is it Ryan Hill for dissent that gets a yellow card? I think it was aimed at Hill.
I think it was Nightingale that got that. He was protesting. That was probably his first foul of the game, and I thought that was a little bit harsh.
Yeah, the foul was definitely by Nightingale, but for me, the referee then turned more in the direction of Hill, who just ran past him and waved the yellow. So my gut says it's just a free kick against Nightingale and a yellow for Hill, and you think it might well have been Nightingale, and to be quite frank about it, we don't know. What did you make of it, Luke? You think it was Hill as well? Yeah, me too. Yeah, we'll go with that too. We're going for Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0. An hour gone, free kick to Wealdstone. It doesn't mean that we're right, but we feel quite smug that at least two of us had the three thought that. Here's Adakwa, sharp turn, and then a good tackle and a really good win back from Christy Grogan. That's great work from the big man. Plays the ball up to Shackelford. Shackelford finds Warren. Warren back to Hargreaves. Hargreaves down the line. Callum Stewart will chase, but it will go all the way through to Dante Baptiste, who'll be quite pleased with his afternoon's work. It's not just a clean sheet so far. There's 4 saves in there, 3 of them coming relatively early on. And here's Tiencia making his way inside. He's got Warren chasing him, but he plays the ball out to Adakwa. Adakwa squares it across, held up by Obiero. Nightingale wins it. Aldershot looking strong and robust when they need to be. Ball played up to Kwame Thomas, holds it up, goes back to Hargreaves. Hargreaves turns inside. He's so quick-footed. He's then cleared the ball. It's in touch. It's a throw in to Wealdstone, and don't anybody ever say this team isn't battling with all it's got. That's what John Coleman said after the game on Saturday, and I thought it felt a little bit unfair. He said they played it like a testimonial match. I think even today, where they've been poor after the first 20-25 minutes, I don't think you can level that criticism against them. Here's a coming together between Hargreaves and Obiero. It's something over nothing. Hargreaves does the right thing and just walks away. Referee comes over and says, just calm down, everybody. I've just got my yellow card out. I don't want to get too many more out. And Boyce Clark comes over to take the free kick. It's still 0-0 between Truro and Forest Green, but interestingly, Forest Green are down to 10 men. Tamworth have now equalised at Halifax, so good game there. And Sutton 0, Southend 2. In fact, it's 3. And Eastleigh have doubled their lead against Yeovil with Aaron Blair. And now at the other end, right down by the corner flag, a lot of close pushing, holding, marking, down by the corner flag, and Aldershot Town have been given a free kick. Julian, it's a long way from us. What did you make of it?
Yeah, the Barrett Wealdstone defender was looking for a free kick himself. He thought he'd been pushed in the back, and he fell over, handled the ball, and the ref's given the free kick to the Shots and actually booked Barrett for complaining there. So this is a good position for the Shots now. We've got an opportunity just probably 5-6 yards in from the corner flag to get a ball into the centre. We've been saying it all afternoon, Rob. We need to get a really good quality ball and be the first to this as the ball is centred in.
You've got players who can do that, you know, like Grogan and Nightingale and Kwame Thomas, even Inwood. Callum Stewart is going to take this. It's a bit like a short corner, if you like, just 5 or 6 yards in from the goal line and from the touch line. Again, a lot of holding at close quarters in the penalty area, but can Aldershot create enough chaos and get the ball somehow across the line? Ball comes in, it's flicked up in the air. Hadi Gandor back to goal, but Dylan Kadji comes through first and wins the header. And then a huge clearance all the way up to Boyce Clark. Boyce Clark controls it and sends it out to the right hand side, where it's taken down nicely by Obiero. Obiero holds it up, goes back inside to Wells Morrison, exchanges passes with Tiencia, and then Hargreaves arrives out of nowhere and nearly takes it off him, but he recovers well to feed the ball back to McAvoy, exchanges passes with Tiencia. McAvoy almost gets unloaded by Callum Stewart, and Baptiste plays the ball forward. Nightingale with a quick shove into the back of Obiero that the referee didn't spot, but can only find Wells Morrison with the ball. He sprays it out to the right hand side, where Sam Inwood has been left for dead by Dom Hutchinson. Hill comes in to the rescue. Ball comes in, Obiero shoots, it's blocked. Comes to Inwood, who clears forward. Tiencia wins in the air. Now Callum Stewart manages to head the ball inside, but there's no Aldershot Town player there, only Woodman, but Woodman's touch is heavy. He can only find Stewart. Stewart finds Hargreaves to Shackelford down the right hand side, gives the ball to Warren, give and go. Shackelford's on for the follow up ball. Shakuna comes in, does really well, but Shackelford manages to send it in, and jumping at the far post is Callum Stewart, but he can't get enough on it. It's always going over his head, heads up in the air and lands somewhere on the top of the netting, I think. Good work from the shots, but they can't at the moment find the answer. 65 minutes gone. Micah Obiero going off, is he? And Nathaniel George is going to come on. Tienzia is replaced by Anthony Georgiou, so that'll be a straight swap in the left back position.
Looks like Shots may be making some changes too.
And Obiero goes off to be replaced by the other player coming on, and I didn't catch who that was. We'll see him in a minute. He's in the centre of midfield, a diminutive player. .66 minutes gone, as you say. Aldershot preparing another substitution. Ashley Nathaniel George, a player who briefly trialled at Aldershot and then ended up playing at 2 different clubs in that season in the National League, first of which I think was Torquay, or National League South. Here's Grogan playing the ball forward, plucked out of the sky by the substitute just on. Number 3, Georgiou. Ball play forward, won by Hill, held up by Kwame Thomas. He goes back to Inwood. Inwood slips his man and then plays a lovely right-footed pass down the left-hand side, where Gandor will get onto it. Gandor's going up against his man, sends it across to the far post. Hargreaves heads it back across, and then Wealdstone clear it away, but only as far as Shackelford. Can Aldershot get a break here? Can they catch a break? Can they work hard enough and create something of enough quality or fortune to get across the Wealdstone line? Here's Shackelford coming forward, plays a short ball into Warren, gets the... He sends a cross in, it's chested away and potentially going behind for a corner until it's hooked forward by Georgiou. And then Christy Grogan wins the foot race and the battle of muscle with Adarkwa. Goes back to Boyce Clark. Sam Inwood is quickly into position. Morecambe 1, Carlisle United 2 now. Nobody throws away leads better than Morecambe across the season. Sutton 0, Southend 3 is at least 2 goals there for... Oh, that's a short back pass, and very, very nearly did Callum Stewart get in. And Wealdstone just looking a bit wobbly as they make 1 or 2 changes at the moment. It was Abraham Kanu who sent off for Forest Green in their game away at Truro on the hour mark. Here's Wealdstone pinging the ball all the way back to their keeper, plays it forward down their right hand side. Inwood comes in, does he catch his man? Nothing given by the referee. Little flick around the corner from Adarkwa, finds Kadji. Kadji plays the ball to Giorgio. Ironic the Wealdstone fans as they muster an attack. Headed away by Grogan. Great control by Nightingale, and then Warren almost plucks it out of the sky, but it falls kindly for McAvoy. McAvoy feeds Wells Morrison out to the right hand side, picked up by Dom Hutchinson. Wealdstone 1-0, 68 minutes gone here. Hutchinson has been dispossessed by Inwood, plays the ball up to Kwame Thomas. He's fouled on halfway, and on a practical level, Julian, probably doesn't need to be that easy on the eye, but Aldershot need to make sure they get at least a point out of this game. They need to, at the very least, in the last 21 minutes, get a goal, get level, get another point away from home. You always respect that, and it's another point nearer to safety. But as it stands, they're going to leave with nothing on a day when one or two of the sides down the bottom are doing quite well. Gateshead, as it stands, are going to go by them. It might well be that the lead they've got, the gap to safety is reduced today, but they get a little bit closer. Once again, free kick from Aldershot has played straight up and through to Dante Baptiste. There's a lovely touch from Shakuna, but Shackelford, well placed, clears it forward. Powerful header from Ryan Hill. Haddy Gandor's chasing that, but he's just eased off it by Mason Barrett. Barrett takes on Callum Stewart. Stewart goes in a couple of times, tries to win it. Can't win it. No foul given, I don't think. I think it's just a throw in to Wealdstone. Referee Callum Wolchester, who I don't think has tried to make it all about him. Now there's what you didn't want. Brackley 1, Boston 0, which means that another side closes the gap a little bit on Aldershot Town today. A place where Aldershot need to go in the next couple of weeks as well. And we said all results possible at this stage of the season. Wealdstone playing the ball out to the left hand side. Georgiou control, plays it back inside to McAvoy. Into Tiencia, back to Wells Morrison, plays the ball through the middle for Adarkwa. He's well met by Will Nightingale. Stewart into possession, finds Shackelford. Shackelford inside to Hill, and before he could get the ball, Kadji dove in, but he could only prod the ball straight to an Aldershot Town player. His Inwood forced all the way back to Boyce Clark, beaten in just 2 minutes today. Since then he's had to make one save, and he did it well. There's a free kick, 15 on 15. Christy Grogan giving the ball, giving the foul away. Almost opposite Julian and myself. We're 15 yards or so into the Aldershot Town half here, and the Stones still lead by 1-0. We've got 19 minutes left plus added time, Julian.
Still not causing enough problems up front for Wealdstone at the moment. They're still relatively comfortable. They're just taking a free kick just on the inside of our box. They've got a chance to move it forward here.
Shakuna, is he going to have a shot from the edge of the area? No, slides it out to the left. Ashley Nathaniel George sends it back in. It's up in the air, Shakuna, and then headed down by Kadji. Cleared away momentarily by Kwame Thomas, but only as far as Shakuna. Held up by Adarkwa. Smart turn from him, and he tries a curling effort. Did all the work himself, and a smattering of applause around Grosvenor Vale because Wealdstone have actually got a shot away. But they're doing more than enough. They've got the goal, they've got the clean sheet, and if it stays like this, they win the game. So probably not the prettiest or easiest on the eye for the Wealdstone supporters, but they'll certainly take it.
Yeah, they will, and this is what Coleman was looking for in the previous result, to actually hold on to a lead. But he's going to throw the dice now. Josh Barrett making his way on, and it looks like Charlie Warren is going to come off.
Yeah, Warren has put it all in and had that wonderful chance inside the opening minute, but unfortunately was only able to shoot straight at Dante Baptiste. He's battled away hard all afternoon, but that's his game done. And Josh Barrett enters the fray. Can he find a moment in these remaining 18 minutes plus added time? In the big one in the National League South, Dorkin briefly had the goal through Charlie Carter, the lead, but De Graft has pulled Worthing level. There is 20 minutes to go in that one. There's a flick on from Callum Stewart, but that will just trickle all the way through to Dante Baptiste, who's had a strange afternoon. He's had to work 4 times in the opening 15 minutes, and he absolutely has cruised the rest, hasn't he? He's not had to make saves. He had free kicks and corners land straight in his hands.
Yeah.
headed away by Nightingale, but only as far as Hutchinson. Hutchinson finds Nathaniel George on the right touchline. He's on loan from York City, of course. And York currently 1-1 away at Altrincham, or it was when we last looked. Home to Altrincham, I beg your pardon. So both York City and Rochdale, who are level on points, are both drawing. Will there be late goals in those games? Here's the throw-in taken by Wealdstone inside. No foul given against Nightingale. Aldershot play at forward, but they can only find Giorgio. Giorgio goes back to Baptiste. Gandor's come out on this right-hand side now, hasn't he? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, Barrett's gone left, Gandor right, and Thomas up the middle. So it's a completely new front three now, and they've got 16 minutes to really do something and get the shots moving again. The tempo just needs upping and quickening the pace.
It wasn't really the Gary Waddick way, was it? Score a goal and then just ease through the rest of the game and win 1-0. It was always more exciting than that. But maybe he's learnt a bit over the years. his time at Portsmouth and Walsall, etc. Because at the moment Wealdstone are looking comfortable for a 1-0 win. They might even increase it here as Darkwork gets the ball well and turns, holds the ball up. Goes back to Wells Morrison, inside to Shakuna. Grogan comes off the back line and almost wins it. Hadi Gandor works back and does get the ball under control. Plays it down the right hand side, hoping for a little nick off a Wealdstone player. Doesn't get one. Ball's into touch. 15 minutes to go. And the Aldershot Town fans away to our right, 400 or so of them, haven't had a lot to cheer today. They certainly haven't had anything really of note at that far end in the second half in front of them, have they? Nothing really in the way of chances for shots in the second half.
No, it's been pretty flat, and the changes now, so let's hoping that we can see some difference.
Nightingale heads the ball down. Shackelford can only play it into the path of a Wealdstone player, and it's sent back inside now, and just as Ardaka was looking to find Kaji, Ryan Hill was well placed to clear Aldershot's lines, temporarily at least. Wealdstone happy now to keep possession and go back to Dion Woodman, who sends a raking ball out to the left. It's a good one. It's headed up in the air by Shackelford, but he can only find Ashley Nathaniel George. Sends it inside to Shakuna. Shakuna shakes for a shot, can't get it away. Kaji gets the ball, he can't get a shot away. Sends it further wide to Dom Hutchinson. Ball into the middle is cut out by Hargreaves, sent forward by Hill. Again, too easy for Wealdstone to snaffle and start building again. They're getting on top in this game now, as well as in the scoreline. 14 minutes left. Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0. Giorgio coming down the left for Wealdstone. He's going to take on Shackelford. Manages to get his... And Nightingale stands firm in the jump with, I'm pretty sure, Dom Hutchinson, who was in there trying to get something on it. And,
yeah, good quality cross from Giorgio there. Got to the byline. It was Hutchinson coming in, and Nightingale again was in the right place at the right time to head the ball over the bar for, I think that's only their second corner of the game.
It is indeed. And Adarkwa has asked if he wants treatment and doesn't, so play will continue with this restart from corner kick to Wealdstone, who lead by a goal to nil. And the clock is on their side. 13 minutes left here at Grosvenor Vale. In comes the corner to the far post, punched up in the air by Boyce Clark. Hadi Gandor's clearly being held off as he tries to hold the ball up. Nightingale plays the ball for Ryan Hill. Hill squares the ball and he gets it all wrong. It's unusual for Ryan Hill. Aldershot had Barrett attacking on the left, Kwame Thomas down the middle, but Thomas has battled back and won the ball back for shots. Barrett on into possession, rolls it out to Ryan Hill. Hill inside to Gandor. Gandor fires it back to him. I'm not sure Hill was quite ready for the return pass. Hill then stumbles over the Wealdstone defender, Giorgio. Referee says, well, that'll do for me. Free kick Wealdstone in the left back position. And it remains Wealdstone 1, Aldershot Town 0.
Good idea from Hadi there. He was on the edge of the box, received a wall pass from Ryan Hill, but Hill was a little bit reticent to play the 1-2 there and ended up fouling Giorgio in the left back position.
Substitution for Walton, midfield number 27, Sean Darkwa.
So Olamola coming on for Wealdstone. Shauna Darkwa being replaced. Still bright sunshine here. Nice spring bank holiday afternoon, but it's not been a great bank holiday for the Shots. They played well against Sutton and probably should have won, but ended up drawing 2-2. And today they played well in patches, particularly at the start of the game, but once again went behind. And Wealdstone have a pretty good record, 64% holding on to leads when they do take them, and they've certainly shown that this afternoon. Forest Green, despite being down to 10 men, have taken the lead down at Truro, of course, are already relegated. And in that game, we were keeping an eye on between Altrincham, between Boston and Brackley. I think Boston have got an equaliser in that one, so it means Aldershot's gap, if they lose today, will still be 6 points and not 5 as it was potentially going to be, because Brackley would have popped up above Morecambe, who were winning at home to Carlisle but now losing 2-1. There's another pretty aimless ball forward, in fairness, clearing away from defence from Nightingale, but it just finds touch on the left hand side. And what's disappointing for me today, Julian, is that Aldershot haven't been able to find anything different. They've not been able to find another gear, a different way. There's still time left, there's still hope, but the evidence in front of us doesn't suggest a comeback at the moment. No. I'd love to be wrong, by the way.
Yeah, no, it's we were looking at the strength of the bench at the start and thinking there's some potential game changers on there, and Coleman has thrown the dice. He's put 3 new forwards on, and still not much happening really. So I think you hit the nail on the head, Rob. Baptiste in goal had a busy first 10 minutes, but has been largely comfortable since then.
Solihull Wood 1 is a rather surprising scoreline. Maybe it's a disease. You win 7-0, then lose 5-1. You win 5-1, and then you lose 4-1. Here's Wealdstone attacking down the right-hand side. Hutchinson in possession, sends the ball into Kadji. Kadji's missed 1 or 2 players, and then it's cleared away by Nightingale, held up by Josh Barrett. He takes the contact from behind and wins the free kick for the Shots, who are looking to get the ball back underway quickly. Wealdstone with a few players still forward. Shackelford feeds Gandor on this right hand side, plays the ball into Kwame Thomas. Thomas holds it up for Shackelford. Shackelford across the pitch to Nightingale, who won't need any excuse to get forward, but he does send it out to the left side to Inwood. Back to Josh Barrett. Barrett, nice clip ball out to the right hand side to Raheem Shackelford. Will he take on Giorgio or send the ball down the right for Gandor to chase? He does, and that's just going to drift out of play. It's a poor ball. Morecambe have equalised against Carlisle, so they're still scrapping away. And the pain for Boreham Wood in that defeat of Solihull Moors might be slightly less by the fact that Carlisle are only drawing, but it does look as though Carlisle are going to win that battle for third place and home semi-final advantage in the playoffs. Here's Aldershot on the attack. Can they nick themselves a point? Well, rather too easily. Ryan Hill has been dispossessed by Olamola here. Olamola carries on his attack through the middle. He's under pressure from Hargreaves. Tries a shot. It's whipped. There's a little deflection on it. Goes through to Boyce Clark. But Olamola's managed to do as much as any other Wealdstone player has done in the second half and get a shot on target. Julian.
Yeah, knocked Ryan Hill off the ball quite comfortably in midfield there and managed to create an opening all by himself. At the end of the day, Kanai Boyce Clark was equal to it.
Is battling away on the edge of the box. Wealdstone get a key foot in to temporarily show the door. They come in again with Hill and Shackelford on this right hand side. Nice movement here, and Hill gives the ball back to Shackelford. He tries an early ball in looking for Gandor, can't find him, and we're going to get another double change here for Wealdstone. And is that Enzio Boldwine coming on for Dom Hutchinson. More physicality coming on for Wealdstone. Trickery. Enzio Baldwin comes on. Dylan Kadji also coming off. Terrell Aguiman coming on for Wealdstone for Kadji. Bit by bit, legs on, isn't he? He's putting physicality on, and he's looking to close the door, and it wasn't, as I say, something he particularly was known for in his Aldershot days. He often won games 2-1 hanging on, didn't he? 4-3 or whatever, but it looks like he's going to get revenge against his old club. Not revenge, but a sweet result, bittersweet result perhaps we'll say.
Yeah, a bit of experience coming on again, just to shore up for the last probably 10 minutes or so.
Okay. In comes the throw from Inwood. It's flicked up in the air by Wealdstone, and then they'll get onto it second as well. Inwood arrives and wins the ball. No foul. Credit to the referee for letting play go on. Callum Stewart tries a deep early cross. Kwame Thomas gets his head on it. It's just wide. It was a good idea. It was in from the right. Kwame Thomas timed his run well, but it was too deft, the header, Julian. Gone behind. Goal kick to Wealdstone. 6 minutes left plus added time. 1-0 Wealdstone.
Yeah, that was created by Callum Stewart, really industrious there. He's managed to get a cross in nice and early to Thomas, which is what he's there for, but the header was just more of a flick than a solid header, and it comfortably sailed wide, and again, not really causing any problems for Jonte Baptiste in the Wealdstone goal.
Linnell John Lewis is back from a fairly lengthy injury. He's got that equaliser for Boston. Away at Brackley, who still haven't won a game under Andy Wing, and it's into double figures games now, and they are sinking ever more closer to the National League North, as I think they'll go to. It's Liam Hogan who's scored the late-ish equaliser for Morecambe against Carlisle. He's on loan, of course, from Rochdale. And when we last looked, still drawing. But what about the shots? Can they find something to get back into this game late on? Well, here is Wealdstone trying a shot left-footed from Agyemang. It's headed away. Shakuna can only play it up towards Josh Barrett. Barrett holds it up. He's fouled again as he does, but Aldershot keep the ball, and referee says play on. Inwood sends it forward. Kwame Thomas battles for it. But the loose ball's picked up by Nathaniel George, and Wealdstone into the penalty area now. Shot is in, and that's the game done. That's the double. And when you're on a run of form like Micah Obiero is on, sometimes you just need to be in the right place at the right time. And I beg your pardon, it's Ashley Nathaniel George. The irony that he once tried at Aldershot and they didn't take him on. He's a York City Town player now. He's on loan, and he's doubled Wealdstone's lead in the 8th. And Julian, I hate to say it because I was saying it at 1-0, but for me, barring a couple of miracles, that's job done, and the points are staying here in Ruislip.
Yeah, I think so, and there's the difference between the two sides this afternoon. All too easy. Nathaniel George was able to go one way, go the other, step inside, and in the end calmly placed a left-footed shot beyond Kanai Boyce Clark into the bottom right-hand corner. All too straightforward, and unfortunately the shots have made it quite easy for them this afternoon.
Consolation point maybe for Truro, have already gone down, but they've got level against Forest Green, who are down to 10 men, 1-1 there. Here's Hill sending the ball around the corner. Aldershot really have run out of steam and ideas today. There's a lovely exchange from Olamola finding Agyemang, and the players coming on for Wealdstone are making a real difference. Agyemang back on his left, then his right, shoot, and cleared away by Hargreaves. But Wealdstone are going to come again, and it's the home side who are finishing the stronger here. Georgiou with the ball into Olamola. Quick footwork from him, tries the ball around the corner, doesn't come off but comes back to him. And the ball now with Mason Barrett on the right hand side. What disappointing afternoon for shots it has been. It started so hopefully, and if Charlie Warren's effort in the first minute goes in, it could have been such a different afternoon. Here's Kwame Thomas being fouled by Dion Woodman on just inside the Aldershot town half.
1,812. Thank you all for your main support after today's game.
And no number of Aldershot supporters given. That's disappointing. We think it's 400 or so. Poor ball there. Tired, lazy pass from Shackelford. He can only find McAvoy, and McAvoy thinks right now that he's a He's battling away. Aldershot win the throw. Hargreaves sends it inside. If John Coleman was disappointed on Saturday after a 2-2 against Sutton, and for me at many times a reasonable enough performance, what on earth mood is he going to be in after this game?
Yeah, it's a good question, Rob, and I wouldn't want to be in the dressing room after this one. The Wealdstone players are literally playing for their spots at Wembley, and it just doesn't look like we've got a desire at the moment to get on here.
Here's Nathaniel George again. Grogan dives in. He brings down his opposite number 15, Ashley Nathaniel George. It'll be a free kick to Wealdstone, 25 yards out, and Grogan is also shown a yellow card. Mason Barrett has been given the Wealdstone man of the match. He's had a strong game, but I think there's been one or two stronger contenders for me. But we're into the 90th minute, and frankly this one can't end soon enough now for Aldershot Town. It could get worse before it's all over. Shakuna fancies this free kick. Can't see, I think Giorgio might be there as well. So it's a matter of whether it's the left or right. Aldershot have got 6 players in the wall. They look a little bit crestfallen now. 5 added minutes. Shakuna steps up with a shot. It's on target, but it's caught by Boyce Clark. And he wanted to get Aldershot quickly on the attack, but it's one of the very few times, I have to say, this season that Aldershot have come up with pretty much 0 answers in this country. They've almost always been able to, change it up a little bit. Matt Penny's going to come on for added time. Nothing more really here. Possibly for Inwood, who leaves the throw in, and that's going to be taken. And
yeah, very disappointing second half, isn't it? Nothing really of note other than that Kwame Thomas header, which again went comfortably wide. So yeah, there's a lot more questions than answers, I think, and Coleman's got to do something and pick us up for Saturday's game now, which is going to be a vital one against Gateshead.
Certainly is. Here's Callum Stewart still battling away on halfway. He's going backwards, further backwards, and now he pays a further backward pass to Grogan. That's all that was on. Here's Josh Barrett popping up on the right hand side. Goes back to Grogan. Grogan's going to try a long diagonal ball out towards Kwame Thomas. He gets something on it. It drops nicely. Matt Penny. Did we see the added time? 5. Thank you, Luke. Thank you very much. Mrs. Wells Morrison. There we go. So we're a minute and a half, maybe pushing 2 minutes into the 5 added. And life is quite good for Wealdstone at Grosvenor Vale right now. They started the day in 12th position in the National League. I'm not sure if they can improve on that today or not, but they're heading for 3 more points. And yeah, they've got some serious competition for places for those Wembley places, Julian. Yeah,
and Gary Waddock was in the local newspaper saying that the players have got to fight for their Wembley places, and you can see it today. They've given everything to the cause.
Here's another long ball sent forward by Aldershot. Slice clearance from Dante Baptiste. Will find touch. It'll be a throw in to the Shots, who've got less than 3 minutes of added time to try and score 2 goals to get a point. As it stands, Gateshead are going to go above them. Shots will be down to 19th, and they'll have according to my maths, they'll still have a 7-point gap to safety. That's because Brackley and Morecambe are both drawing only. I think Braintree are drawing against Woking as well, aren't they? Is that still 0-0? Yeah, so not too much damage in terms of points, much more so I'd say damage in terms of morale. Here's the cross coming in, punched away by Baptiste, helped on by a Wealdstone player, and now held up by Olamola. Lovely little back heel into the path of Shakuna. Shakuna sends it back inside to Nathaniel George. Nathaniel George finds Olamola. He's going to try a shot, and he scores. And Wealdstone have got more glosh on the finish. Olamola's come off the bench to score. That was a wonderful flowing counter-attacking move. I doff my cap to that. It's late, it's not going to change where the points are going, but it's a wonderful breakaway finish. Wealdstone, who now lead by 3-0. And Aldershot Town players look to the heavens, because not only have they had to come up against a Wealdstone side that's been in the mood today, but they've got to go into that dressing room and face the wrath of John Coleman after this game. Wealdstone 3, Aldershot 0.
Yeah, it's a good finish from Odemola there. He still had a bit of work to do, but nice flowing counter-attack started from their own box. Nice little flick on, and in the end he was put out to his left-hand side, but still managed to tuck the ball away with his left foot into the Kanai Boyces-Clark's bottom left-hand corner for another all too simple goal, and Shots find themselves 3-0 down with seconds to go now.
Yeah, they're more going to stumble a little bit more towards safety due to the fact that those sides in the bottom 4 don't look as if they're going to muster wins today. All 4 of them drawing at the moment, all 4 of them getting a point. It's Sutton 0, Southend 3, Solihull Moors 4, Borehamwood 1, Morecambe 2, Carlisle 2, Hartlepool 0, Rochdale 0, Gateshead 2, Scunthorpe 0, Halifax 2, Tamworth 2, Eastleigh 2, Yeovil 1 is full time. I think the only other scoreline I didn't come across there was the Rochdale one, but when we last looked, that one was also level 0-0. Oh dear, what a disappointing afternoon for the Shots. Cracking one, of course, for Wealdstone, who march on towards Wembley, and they're following up, incredibly, Julian, a 7-0 win here at Grosvenor Vale against Hartlepool, with a 3-0 win, it looks likely, against the Shots. 10 goals scored, none conceded. Things going well for Mr. Waddock.
Yeah, he's you can't argue with those 2 home performances, but we haven't helped ourselves in this one. You know, again, we talked about the cracking start and the putting their keeper under a lot of pressure at the start of the game, but we didn't take our chances, and Wealdstone did, and ever since they scored their goal, pretty much from the 15th, 20th minute onwards, they've been comfortable, I think is the word, and able to attack at will. But it's going to take a big job to get the players up. It's probably one of the few halves I've seen where we've not really been effective at all this half.
Well, there you go. Cameron Hargreaves boots the ball away in frustration. What a miserable and wretched afternoon for the Shots here. They've lost 3-0 to Wealdstone. They began like a house on fire, produced 2 saves from the home keeper in the first minute, who'd had to make 4 saves by the 15th minute. But that really was the sum result of their day. Wealdstone gradually neutralised Aldershot. Took their chances, or some of them, when they came along. And I have to say, the third goal for me on the counter-attack was the pick of the bunch for Wealdstone. All the best to you. Final thoughts from Julian Walters, who somehow, someway has got to find a man of the match in that performance for Aldershot Town. All the best, mate.
Yeah, I think you summed it up nicely there. We never really that effective. The second half was poor. I'm glad to see that the players are going over to the fans to acknowledge the tremendous support again that's come here and been treated to a pretty dismal display, if I'm being
well, it
totally
started
honest.
Pretty good, and it just got worse, didn't it? It just got worse, significantly worse, as the game wore on.
Yeah, the disappointing thing for me is that Wealdstone weren't really troubled, and if you're not going to trouble the home defence, then you're not going to get much out of the game. So just trying to really scratch my head for man of the match job today. It's probably the first in all the commentating I've done where I've had trouble, but I guess out of the bunch I'd probably go with Will Nightingale. He did keep going, he was encouraging the lads forward, but really not much to get excited about man of the match wise today.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Cameron Hargreaves, who was rightly given the man of the match on Good Friday, was not too far off his normal levels. But yeah, no outstanding play up for the Shots today. Thank you, Julian. We'll have a quick final look at that table in a bit, but we'll update our radio listeners very shortly. York City have done it again. They've scored a late goal. Yeah, 1-0 was the half-time score here for the Shots, and they looked well in it, but in truth they fizzled out in the second half, Robin. Wealdstone pretty much found something to neutralise the Shots, and eventually they wore them down, and Wealdstone all day dangerous on the counter-attack, and they brought on fresh legs, lots of fresh legs, competing for a place in that Wembley final that they've made. Nathaniel George was one of them. He come on, he doubled the lead in the 87th minute, and it was a very tired looking Aldershot Town that got counted on after 94 minutes. Wonderful flowing move from one end to the other. Olamola finishing to put a bit of gloss on the scoreline for Wealdstone, who've now won their last 2 matches at home by scoring 10 goals and conceding none. Things going pretty well for Waddock's Wealdstone, but for Coleman's shots, some questions to be asked, and they just stumble a little bit more towards safety, Robin, only really because it looks as though that bottom 4 are all on track to draw today and just pick up a solitary point. So the shots will have a 6 or 7 point gap to safety, but they're by no means across the line yet. Okay, not really a day to spend too much time looking over the rest of it. I had a feeling, I don't know if you did, Julian, that one of those sides, York or Rochdale, was going to get the late winner. It's York who've got history of doing it, and they've done it 90+6. Fagan Walcott at the far end, at the other end of the pitch, I beg your pardon. 96 minutes, going to put York 2 points clear in the title race, unless Rochdale can score in whatever time remains. No, that one's finished. Hartlepool 0, Rochdale 0. So the title race goes on. York stealing a bit of an advantage there. At the other end of the table, let's just confirm, Brackley have drawn 1-1 against Boston. Still no win for Andy Wing. Double figures games in charge now since he came in. Braintree 0, Woking 0. Braintree in the bottom 4, and they have drawn. Gateshead have won 2-0 against Scunthorpe and gone above Aldershot. Morecambe have drawn 2-2 with Carlisle, so they pick up a solitary point. And Truro City have, well, they're still playing against Forest Green, but 90+9, 1-1 there. What does that all mean? Well, if we look at the table, the shots have dropped now to 19th. Only Eastleigh sit between them and the relegation places. They've got 46 points, so too have Eastleigh, and then there's a gap of 7 points to Brackley. Most teams have 3 games left. Aldershot actually have 4. It looks likely that they'll be okay, Julian, but nothing in today's performance is gonna nothing's gonna bring the crowds in for the home game against Gateshead next week, is it?
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Rob. And you know, we were talking earlier on about the crowds and the great support that we've got, but on that showing, we're going to strike a decent crowd through on Saturday. I'm just hoping that the crowds do turn up to get behind the boys, and so we can get enough points for safety. I think, like you said, I think we probably are going to be safe, but it's such a shame that we're limping towards safety rather than powering towards safety. And so I was talking to Will Nightingale at the beginning as we arrived here, and he was talking about moving upwards rather than downwards, and it's a key thing for momentum as well for me. You know, if you're finishing the season strong, it just gives everything an upwards movement and sets you up nicely for the following season. But at the moment, I can't see anything other than just limping towards safety.
All 3 goals coming on the counter-attack. I mean, what does that tell you? It tells you, I suppose, that Aldershot got more and more desperate to get an equaliser, but they couldn't find the quality today.
Yeah, it was a definite lack of quality, as I said, and I think I said towards the start of the game, this is where you'd want your James Henrys and your Barretts to stand up and grab hold of the game and make a difference. And at the end, it was just very, very lacklustre, and really nothing to shout about apart from the odd chance here or there, apart from obviously the first few minutes where we did start really well. But from then on, it was really comfortable afternoon. Those are the words that spring into my mind. Comfortable for Wealdstone and lacklustre for us. The
ground's pretty much empty now, and we're going to sign off. A bit of a miserable one for the shots today. In truth, they've had the moments through the season. We've had some wonderful highs and we've had some lows, and this is down there with the lows. Congratulations to Gary Waddock and Wealdstone. They march on, but the shots still have another point or few the line to safety in the National League. That's it from Julian. Thank you very much, Julian, this afternoon. A safe journey home to you. He's come all the way from Swansea to sit alongside me. That's much appreciated as ever. I'll go home with my tail between my legs, and I'll be on the Absolute Football podcast later on this evening talking about the weekend's games in the National League, if you want to tune into that at 8:30. We'll get post-match to come from John Coleman. Other than that, we wish you what's left of the Easter Bank Holiday weekend a good one, and we'll speak to you again on Saturday. Shots against Gateshead. Final score, Wealdstone 3, Shots 0.